To make history, a man is often asked to do incredible things. To gaze at the tower in front of him and overcome it. To look at the 8 inches he's giving up in reach as an opportunity rather than a deficit. And to show the world that his power can alter destiny forever.
Oh! Cormier knocks Miocic down! History! Daniel Cormier is the UFC heavyweight champion!
History in the making, Daniel Cormier!
Tonight, from Anaheim, California, that great champion will be asked an even harder question. This time as the hunted. And it's no longer can he do it, it's can he do it again.
August 17th, I beat Stipe Miocic again. And this time, I not only beat him in the fight, but I ruined him.
He definitely caught me on the button, but I ain't gonna happen again. I wanna knock him out.
But first, the Cuban smashing machine takes center stage. The scariest middleweight on the planet, whose trail of devastation
Yoel Romero! Oh!
That's it.
has left the rest of the 185-pound division in his wake, confronts an undefeated Brazilian phenom.
Down goes McClellan!
With his own ferocious attack.
Paulo Costa!
A force of nature with a 100% finish rate and a perfect 12-0 record.
Eu estou faminto, pronto, com vontade e vou nocauteá-lo.
Then it's the return of a Stockton legend.
Diaz!
I'm back. I'm here to fight.
A brash UFC original who came to embody the raw spirit of fighting, defying anyone to stop it.
He tapped! He tapped!
The 209 legend meets a thrill seeker in the biggest moments with a highlight reel of incredible finishes. The man himself, Showtime. And finally, it's time for the rematch. The UFC Heavyweight Championship bout. And the title of baddest man on the planet at stake. The challenger, Ohio's demolition specialist, who holds the record for consecutive heavyweight title defenses,
Big shots!
gets his chance to take back what is his. But to do it, he'll have to take out one of the greatest of all time, undefeated at heavyweight, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, the pride of Lafayette, DC. It's time to let the fists fly and find out who is the greatest heavyweight to ever grace the octagon. Live from Anaheim, California, it's UFC 241. Cormier versus Miocic 2. And it starts
Let's go!
right now.
It all comes down to this. Dateline Anaheim, California. We are here in Orange County tonight and in an arena that has hosted many historic UFC shows one way or another. We are in for more UFC history here tonight. Live inside a holdout and sold out Honda Center here in Anaheim, California, USA. This is UFC 241, Cormier versus Miocic 2. Brought to you by the official frozen meal of UFC, Never Just Eat, Devour. Closed captioning for tonight's telecast is brought to you by Hobbs & Shaw. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs & Shaw, starring Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham, now playing. The broadcast is also available in Spanish on ESPN+. All right, with that, I'm John Anik. We are absolutely thrilled to have you with us tonight. Now, the last time we were in this building, it was the lowest moment in Daniel Cormier's mixed martial arts career. Of course, that was in 2017, and since, all the man has done is win. In 2018, he was the Consensus Fighter of the Year, became a simultaneous 2-division champion, and tonight, he will really try to bolster and stamp his heavyweight legacy by securing a second win against a most decorated former king from Cleveland, Ohio. Joe Rogan's here tonight, as is former UFC bantamweight champion Dominic Cruz. Man, are we in for something here tonight, Joe Rogan!
It is a fantastic card. I'm so pumped for the main event. I'm so pumped for the co-main event. And I'm pumped for the Soldier of God versus the Eraser.
Woo! I would have to say that that's the fight I'm looking forward to more than anything. And you still got a super fight in Cormier versus Miocic. You can't lose in this matchup.
All right, so Daniel Cormier, as we set the table, 15-0 as a heavyweight in mixed martial arts. What has made him so effective in your mind in this weight class?
Well, he's a spectacular wrestler. If you look at the UFC's championships, there's only 2 guys that aren't wrestlers that are world champions. Wrestling is the most important foundation in all of mixed martial arts, and Daniel Cormier is fantastic at it. He also has an incredible work ethic. He's mentally as tough as a human being can get, and I think at heavyweight, he's better than he is at light heavyweight. He's got legitimate one-punch knockout power at heavyweight, and he doesn't drain himself to make the weight.
And to touch on what Rogan just said so well, wrestling is the best base for mixed martial arts, and Stipe Miocic is no slouch in that department. He has taken down everybody he has fought except for Daniel Cormier, and after he takes you down, he punishes you with ground and pound. If you happen to get up from that ground and pound, he's got awesome boxing, Golden Gloves boxing. He uses his kicks. He is enormous in size, and he knows how to fight without getting tired. These are things that make Stipe Miocic at heavyweight a huge challenge, no pun intended, for Daniel Cormier.
And here was the scene, of course, at the ceremonial weigh-in. Joe, there seems to be a different layer of animosity, if not intensity, now that these guys have some history coming in.
Well, Daniel Cormier feels disrespected, and he feels like Stipe is acting like he got lucky in the first fight. And he's even, the way he phrased it, Stipe's acting as if he won the first fight. He says he's a better fighter, and he's going to prove it again tonight.
All right, these fighter odds brought to you by PokerStars. Pound for pound, the greatest online poker experience in the world. Take on the best to win millions of prizes every day on PokerStars. DC slight betting favorite tonight. As you see, first time around, it was Stipe Miocic who was entrenched as a -160 favorite. All right, co-headliner tonight is truly a co-headliner, despite the fact that there's not a belt on the line. Anthony Showtime Pettis welcoming back Nate Diaz. Dom, these guys are jonesing to throw hands with each other. They will do it tonight.
Yeah, not only are they very mad at each other, but Pettis also has a chip on his shoulder thinking, you know what, Diaz, you've been talking too much. You've been saying that you could beat me up for years. Here we are. Let's make this happen in a weight class that I'm murdering people in right now. He is ready to fight. He has something to prove, but what I like the most about what he said is, I can beat him on the ground. There's no way he can threaten me there either. And that's a hard thing to say because Diaz is a Gracie black belt.
Well, this all goes back when Pettis was the world champion at lightweight, and Nate Diaz was a guy who talked a ton of trash. But Nate Diaz has accomplished so much. Beating Conor McGregor the way he did, he really became like a legend. He really did. He's a fantastic boxer. He's got amazing submissions. And that cheer that you hear through the building is the big screen showing that Nate Diaz is walking through the back. He is an anti-hero, and he is a spectacular mixed martial artist. 3 years out of the game, but he looks to be in incredible shape, and I think he's going to be motivated and pumped up for this fight.
A lot of reasons we are sold out here tonight. Chief among them is probably the 209's Nathan Diaz, back for the first time since 2016, and ideally for him in a big weight tonight against Anthony Showtime Pettis. The table is set. We will now lay out for the action. First, though, a look at what else is coming your way. The rest of the card is brought to you by Motel 6. When you need a rest, check into Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you. And man, will it feel good to see the 42-year-old Yoel Romero return to the proving ground tonight. The Olympic silver medalist has already faced 4 current or former UFC champions, and the Soldier of God remains on the short list of the very best UFC fighters to have never realized a UFC title. Tonight he'll try to be the first man to beat Midas Gerais' Paulo Costa. The Eraser is 12-0 overall, 4-0 in the UFC with as many knockouts. And with no shortage of hype behind him, Costa also ends a year-plus layoff here tonight in Anaheim. Also playing this evening in the featherweight division, versatile finisher Gabriel Benitez will try to keep his momentum going. The AKA product has won 3 of his last 4, but finds himself a decided underdog tonight against the Nigerian-born contender Super Sodiz Yusuff. He came off Dana White's Contender Series and immediately proved himself ready for prime time. Tonight, the Lloyd Irvin-trained Yusuff will try to produce in the highest profile spot of his career. These locker room shots are brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC. And there he is, the UFC-tested and hardened middleweight veteran, Derek Brunson, the pride of Wilmington, North Carolina. Brunson already has 10 UFC wins to his credit, but of course, it's the title shot that he is after Tonight he is charged with peeling back the layers on the fast-rising contender, Ian Heimisch. The 31-year-old Colorado native is off to a nice 2-0 start in the UFC and against good competition. We'll see how he handles this step up tonight against the perennial contender, Brunson. All right, the rules of the Octagon are brought to you by EA Sports UFC 3, on sale now for a limited time on PS4 and Xbox One. Don't miss your chance to play the fights before they happen. 3 judges score the fight. The bout duration is 3 5-minute rounds, but for championship fights at all UFC main events, we go 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point must-scoring system is in effect. A round winner gets 10 points, his or her opponent 9 or fewer, except in the case of a 10-10 round, and scoring is based on effective striking and grappling, followed by aggression, and then octagon control in that order. All right, these fighter odds are brought to you by PokerStars. Pound for pound, the greatest online poker experience in the world. Take on the best to win millions of prizes every day on PokerStars. Ian Heimisch, the -160 betting favorite. Derek Brunson coming back at +130 tonight in our main card opener here on pay-per-view. And with that, we are ready to go from Anaheim, California. Good to have you with us live on pay-per-view tonight. Let's get to it. And don't call Derek Brunson a gatekeeper. His strength of schedule is as good as anyone's in the division, and he believes a win over Ian Heimisch will put him right back in the mix. In a little over a year, Ian Heimisch has gone from regional scene prospect to bona fide UFC middleweight contender. And tonight, he has his sights set on taking out his most high-profile opponent to date in middleweight mainstay Derek Brunson.
My thoughts on fighting Derek Brunson tonight, I feel like it's a great stylistic matchup for me. We're both going to come forward and we're not going to back down, and it's going to be a super exciting fight for the fans.
My experience tonight would be really important, you know. I've been there. I've been in the big fights. This is my 16th fight in the UFC, so it's nothing new to me, whereas he's this guy coming out, he had to prove something.
Having faced a litany of elite middleweights over the years, Derek Brunson's value in the division is secure. But there's no stopping now for the North Carolina native. A recent win over Elias Theodore proved that he's as hungry as ever to secure a shot at the world title.
The statement I want to make tonight is to show everybody, yo, I'm still here. I've been here for a while, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Ian Heimisch picked up a UFC contract last summer in Las Vegas, and he wasted no time breaking it in with impressive performances against Cesar Ferreira and Antonio Carlos Jr. And while a top 10 ranking is nice, the Hurricane is just getting started, and the next quest, a formidable one, beckons here tonight.
In 1 year, I've climbed the ranks to top 10, and it's just been surreal and amazing, and I knew I belonged there, but to watch it happen in front of me is just amazing.
By now, you're probably familiar with Ian Heimisch's well-publicized battle with drugs in the prison system, but what you might not know is how he is using those trials and tribulations as his testimony. He's actually set up mentoring programs for teens and young adults, and after this fight, he'll be sharing his story with the Denver Broncos. He told me it is so important to use this platform for a purpose. He believes every time he finds success in that octagon, he's inspiring someone who may be struggling right now. He believes that tonight he will see the best version of himself as a fighter and watch him get his 6th consecutive win, and obviously he's enjoying this walk to the octagon.
All right, Megan, thank you. And Joe, some of our fans may not know Ian Heimisch's story and how he was incarcerated in a foreign prison cell in Spain and Canada, later Rikers Island, New York. Not out of the realm of possibility that Heimisch would not even be with us today. And remarkably, a guy who only started his MMA training at 26 years old is 13-1 and comes in tonight a perfect 2-0 in the UFC.
Well, the adversity that he faced in his young life has caused him to have an unshakable resolve. His work ethic and his ability to overcome the odds inside the octagon are quite spectacular. And he overcame 2 very impressive challenges in his last 2 fights.
Yes.
2 super talented Brazilians, Cesar Ferreira, and then, of course, Antonio Carlos Jr., who is a jiu-jitsu wizard. So those are 2 gigantic victories, and as he said, being propelled into the top 10 1 year into his UFC career. Absolutely incredible.
And with those wins that you just explained, you explained 2 high-level black belts that he was able to dismantle with control and not getting submitted. So the next step in the ladder, you would assume, with the matchmakers is let the challenges stand up. Let's put him with somebody who's got pure power in both hands, real crafty, knocked a lot of people out, and he's facing Derek Brunson. This is a guy who's not going to just take you down and try to submit you and maybe just land you. This guy is trying to take you out in the first round with everything he has. And Heimisch isn't any different, so keep your eyes peeled for this first round.
And Heimisch has said, I'm a younger 2.0 version of Derek Brunson. I'm more technical, I'm mentally stronger, and I'm out to prove as much here tonight. All right, so here is the 8th-ranked contender, Derek Brunson. And Joe, prior to his last fight against Elias Theodoro, he changed some things up. No longer at his home gym in Wilmington, North Carolina, training under Henry Hooft at Hard Knocks 365, and feels like having 25 or 30 major promotion MMA fighters with which to train has really helped him as he enters this next phase of his career.
Well, you can't get a better trainer for kickboxing than Henry Hooft, and Derek Brunson he's a guy who's making adjustments. He's had great moments in his UFC career, particularly when he knocked out Lyoto Machida. Huge moment, right? He's beaten some really top-level competition. He stopped Uriah Hall. He's beaten Juan Carnero. He's beaten some very good guys, but he's also lost. So he's experienced the pain, he's experienced the highs, but he thinks that he has what it takes to beat a guy like Ian Heimisch. He thinks he can put knuckles to his chin, and he thinks he can take him out and take advantage of the opportunities that he sees Heimisch leave for him.
What I like about what Brunson said is, look, I went into the past couple fights with no coach, running my own camps. I finally went and got a pad holder, I got a coach, and I started to focus on my discipline in the training and having better training partners to go with. So that's really helped me have the superior wrestling that I already believe I have against Heimisch. But at the same time, the biggest thing that I need to feel is piecing together my striking and my wrestling and not having them separate one at a time. In my losses, I've just been wrestling or I've just been striking. I haven't been molding them together. Against Heimisch, I need to use those tactics.
And Dom, who was it that told him to go get a head coach?
I didn't tell him anything. I just put him in the question, Andy.
There you go. Deferential as usual. All right, Derek Brunson ready to go. UFC appearance number 16 for him tonight. This Tale to Tape is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Brunson, 35 years of age. Ian Heimisch just turned 31. Brunson, the taller man by 2 inches. We'll see if he can maximize what is a 5-inch advantage in reach. All right, now to get this main card started, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Honda Center in Anaheim, California for UFC 241, Cormier versus Miocic 2, presented by Devour. Bring home and bite into the octagon crust of their new line of extremely meaty and cheesy frozen pizzas. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 13 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 185 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Inglewood, Colorado, presenting the number 10 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Ian the Hurricane Heimisch. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a wrestler holding a professional record, 19 wins, 7 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Wilmington, North Carolina, presenting the number 8 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Derek Brunson. And then the action begins on referee John Mike Beltran.
And there is Mike Beltran. Joe, looked like Ian Heimisch enjoyed his first Bruce Buffer introduction there.
He certainly did.
The great Brooklyn Wren getting us started here, round 1. Ariane Celeste, Brittany Palmer in the building as usual for this monumental evening inside Honda Center in Anaheim, California. The middleweights charged with opening the show, Ian Heimisch and
Let's go.
Derek Brunson. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Heimisch opening up quick.
He ate it, and he's still going. Can't believe he ate that kick. Look at the balance of Heimisch here. It's incredible. It really is.
That's amazing balance. Look at that.
And he needs to use his hips, Brunson. Use his hips to get his feet out from underneath him.
Brunson, three-time Division II Wrestling All-American, felt like he would have that advantage against Heimisch, who disagreed.
Watch the cup.
Well, the wrestling definitely got him out of trouble after that head kick, I'll tell you that.
Nemiroff, bold character since 1872. Nice inside leg kick.
Yep. It sounded like two sticks hitting each other.
Yeah, that wasn't the calf kick that we're expecting, right?
Heimisch, another one of these fighters emerging out of Factory X under Mark Montoya there at altitude in Colorado.
And that's a big thing that I guarantee you is helping him, is he's not going to get tired if he's training at altitude. But also look at the way he's hopping, and he switches stance and he's faking a lot.
He's moving very well.
So the fakes.
He's also wild. Like he's not being cautious.
Brunson is, which is not normal of him the way that he's taking his time. He's using 1-2s. He's not just throwing crazy.
I think it's the way Heimisch opened up, clipping him earlier.
Definitely probably has something to do with it.
Heimisch immediately called out Derek Brunson after his last win against shoeface Antonio Carlos Jr. and a few months later, getting his opportunity here. 2 minutes gone by round one.
Man, it looks like somebody's getting knocked out early in this fight. Just the way these guys are throwing and just barely missing each other.
Heimisch expected a lot of collisions in that type of fight. Said we'll probably headbutt each other inadvertently at some point.
Brunson looking for his openings. And Brunson does have big one-punch power that could turn this around. But right now, Heimisch is the one who's being aggressive. He's the one who's making the moves, initiating the exchanges. Like that. He's not getting, ooh, Brunson with a nice straight left.
Nice left hand by Brunson.
And you already see an increased discipline in Derek Brunson, not getting overzealous after a big connection. 14 stoppage wins for Derek Brunson, all of them in round one, 7 of them in a minute 16 or less.
Brunson's fighting more of a 3-round pace instead of a 1-round sprint pace in this matchup. That's different for him.
That one,
Cup, you good? Let's go.
That 1-round sprint pace has helped him and hurt him. It hurt him against Robert Whitaker, who was able to survive and then stop him. But it certainly helped him in other fights.
Agreed.
There's a shot.
130 left.
Heimisch has crazy balance. Like really unusual balance.
Yeah, landed several strikes there on one leg. Now a nice uppercut from Heimisch.
Nice knee to the body by Heimisch.
The thing about Heimisch that I'm noticing is you could be in a good position on him and he makes it look ugly for you. You get out his leg up in the air and he's punching you. You can go to pick him up and put him on his back and he keeps his balance. Little positions, Brunson's using a lot of energy.
Glancing head kick there from Derek Brunson. Under a minute now to go round one.
Derek Brunson's waiting on him too much. He's waiting for Heimisch to initiate the exchanges. There's a nice counter right there from Brunson. That was a good right hand that he landed there. But he's allowing Heimisch to initiate too much. Heimisch is deciding what happens. Now he's in on a double. See if he can get his hands together, maybe pull him to the ground. Last couple of seconds of the round. Bounce!
Unbelievable. Heimisch just refuses to be taken down. This fight is hydrated by Body Armor Sport Water, the water made for athletes. Find Body Armor Hydration at Circle K.
Good stuff. Deep breath, bro. Baby. Takedowns are there. Deep breath. Every time you get him against the fence, that single leg is there. We got to go for it. You got to put your hips in and go for that takedown. He does not want to be on the ground with you.
Listen
You
what I'm
got to
saying.
get that takedown. You're there every time,
Disengage
baby.
with your hands up. Do you understand? Disengage with your hands up. Keep circling. Go back to sparring. You understand?
But don't go backwards and keep your feet not correct. Keep your feet correct when you go backwards. You can catch it easy.
And here's the head kick at the very beginning of the fight. Boom, just hit him with the toe right in the temple. Good shot to the head there that Brunson absorbed. There's a right hand by Heimisch. And here's a nice body kick that he landed. Kind of caught him with the foot there at the very end of the kick.
UFC 241 Cormier versus Miocic 2 is brought to you by the official frozen meal of UFC. Never just eat, devour. All right, second round forthcoming here. Ian Heimisch is in the black, Derek Brunson in blue. We heard a little bit from Henry Hoof there, wanting Brunson to not back up but move forward. Heimisch changed levels, loaded up on the right hand. Brunson raised the guard.
There, Derek lunges in with the right hand. It was blocked. Excuse me, left hand. Derek looks relaxed, though. It's interesting. It's like he's allowing Heimisch to initiate exchanges, but oh, there's good shots by Derek Brunson. Very good shots.
I like the decisions that Brunson's making right now. He's fighting smart, staying out of the big weapons with Heimisch, stuffing the takedowns.
And what I was pointing about being relaxed is that he's, by being relaxed, able to maintain this easily through 3 rounds. And maybe just biding his time for when he thinks the younger, less experienced man is going to slow down a bit.
I agree. I think he could definitely turn it up, like you're saying, Joe, for sure, Brunson. We know he has it in him, but I like that he's able to go 3 rounds without gassing himself out. That's a big difference for Brunson compared to how he's fought in almost all his other competitions.
He's looking better now, and Heimisch does seem to be slowing down a bit.
Yep.
Still,
Nice
there's a nice left. Oh, very nice left hand by Brunson.
Got him hurt there.
Well, no denying Brunson's power and the experience, too, as Heimisch lands a right hand. Brunson with more UFC experience than Heimisch has combined pro fights overall. Brunson attacks the body. He has shared the octagon with virtually every elite middleweight on this roster, including the 2 champions, Whitaker and Adesanya.
What I see from Brunson is he doesn't look real shocked at anything that Heimisch is throwing at him. Other than that switch step right hook, he doesn't really catch Brunson too much off guard. So that's why I think Brunson's also calm. There's not crazy offense coming at him from all different angles. It's usually 1-2 shots at a time.
Heimisch is slowing down. He just missed a big punch and took a big deep breath. And Derek Brunson started to come on.
And this is what Brunson said.
Oh,
nice shots. He hasn't wrestled as long as I have at the level and the caliber I have. I will be able to out-wrestle him, and so far that has been the case.
So a big start through 3 minutes here in round 2 for Derek Brunson.
Yeah, it's when we're talking about that the calmness of Brunson, with taking his time, looking for his openings, and now he's recognized that Heimisch is showing some fatigue.
Right.
And Derek Brunson looks very fresh.
And even the way he handled that head kick early just speaks to his maturity and experience. Significant strikes in round 2, no surprise, a decided edge for Derek Brunson. This middleweight top 10 could look a lot different after tonight. You got number 8 versus number 10 here, and shortly it'll be 2 versus 7, Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa.
Derek Brunson just easily got out of the way. Oh, missed it. Fell down with that head kick, but Heimisch Heimisch was showing some signs of fatigue. He got energized by Brunson falling down there.
Seconds here to go. Brunson attacks the body, staying busy. Brunson getting a pretty good read, Dom, at this point on some of those big power shots from Heimisch.
Yeah, what I'm seeing from Heimisch is he's loading real heavy, so it's giving Brunson the read so he can turn the corner and get out of the way of the big shot. See right there, you're seeing he loads, he like a coil up before he explodes.
Big left hands by Brunson there. And look how relaxed he was in stuffing that takedown. He's just doing a fantastic job in this round of managing his energy.
10 minutes down.
Got some left hands by Brunson here. Boom, right on the forehead. Kind of wobbled Heimisch a little bit, and another left hand lands. Catches the hand in a 1-2 down the middle, and then some ground and pound on the stand-up engagement of Heimisch.
That was a big round for Derek Brunson.
He fought very smart.
But look, you got to rock and roll and get ready to go. Look at me. Look at me. I don't know. Look at me. Stay focused. Look at me. Let's fucking go. Hey, look at me.
The boos are because Colby Covington just walked into the building.
2 base 3. That makes sense? Yeah. The hook is there. You know how Mike Tyson rolls and goes to the left hook? Yeah. That's there. Okay. Don't.
And there he is. Belt firmly placed over shoulder as usual. What an offensive performance 2 weeks ago from Colby Covington. You may not like him, but man,
stunning performance. The volume that he put on Robbie Lawler was a sight to behold.
Final round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Hell, let's go.
All right, round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC. Heimisch pretty emotional and charged up on the stool with his chief corner, Mark Montoya, there after round 2. But he feeds off of that. He feels like he wants it more than anyone in this division, and an important 4+ minutes here.
That is a chant of Colby sucks, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what he hears? Ka-ching! Ian Heimisch with a good left hand there. Derek Brunson transitions to his back. Beautiful takedown by Brunson. Beautiful. Oh, look at Heimisch scramble. Outstanding.
Heimisch getting a little bit reckless on the entry there.
The wrestling of Brunson just has been just sharp enough to offset Heimisch throughout this fight. And it shows me that Heimisch really does count on his wrestling a lot in these matchups that he's won. Because once that wrestling gets nullified, he shows up a little bit more regular in these matchups. I mean, Brunson's very good. He's got a lot of experience, but there's not tons of strikes that we're seeing out of Heimisch that are shocking.
What I'm really impressed with Derek Brunson is showing the fruits of his experience. Yeah. He really is being calm and managing his time, his energy very well. And even in these exchanges, he looks kind of loose and relaxed, but there's a nice left hand.
Several left hands have just landed for Derek Brunson. Let's check in with Mark Montoya now in the corner of one Ian Heimisch.
Find your 6. Ian, bland though. Meaning more than one. More than one. No, up.
Damage! Ian, he's tired.
Hey, get your yes. Hey, that hurt him. Find your 6. 1, 6, 3, 2.
He's tired, Ian. Push the pace.
Hey, 1, 6, 3, 2.
You want this
circle, Ian. Ian, circle.
Beautiful takedown by Derek Brunson.
These are the little transitions that are really offsetting Heimisch and getting him behind on the card right now. Is just losing these wrestling scrambles and then big shots landed by Brunson on the break. Heimisch putting up a great fight though with somebody so experienced, been through as much as Brunson has, and shown up really well. I think his power is underestimated really about Heimisch. He's extremely powerful and strong, you can tell. I mean, it's just hard to control this guy.
Yeah, physically he's incredibly strong, and that balance that he has is really tremendous. But like, look how Derek is like kind of just calm, pokes at him. He's not hitting him with 100%, just tapping him, just touching him. But then when he wants to, he sits down and throws hard shots. But he's preserving it, like right there, preserving his energy very well. It's rolling with the punches that come his way.
Just looks more intelligent fighting, right, Joe?
Yes.
Like he has somebody coaching him almost. Like
yes.
He's got somebody telling him what's going on, and he trusts his corner.
Well, and this is just the first camp with him.
Yeah.
Second camp with him, excuse me.
He also says it kind of helps his discipline being away from the family for a little bit, right? And really in that fight environment 24/7.
Well, you have to have discipline if you want to hang out in South Florida and just train. Oh, good right hand by Heimisch.
Brunson looking tired now, last minute and a half.
Good front kick to the body by Brunson. Rolled with that punch.
Heimisch is feeling it.
He is.
The being tired of Brunson.
Oh.
Brunson looks exhausted now, but staying on that single, mixing it up the best he can, but man, he looks tired.
It's been quite a pace here through 14 minutes as we go under a minute now to go in this final round.
Well, one of Heimisch's tools is his will. I mean, he's got a tremendous will. I mean, look at how he just gets in your face and presses you with everything that he has.
Well, a lot of people buried Derek Brunson after that Israel Adesanya fight last November, his second straight round one knockout loss, but trying to string together back-to-back wins here tonight. And
well, Adesanya is a special person. I mean, he truly is. His accuracy is scary. And his fight IQ, in particular with his striking, off the charts.
Again, that straight left is there for Derek Brunson. Circles out, checks the clock, and reads 10 seconds. And again, a nice right hand behind the ear for Brunson. So what a start it was for Heimisch with the head kick, but a fairly dominant final 2 rounds for Derek Brunson, trying to cash as a plus 130 underdog here tonight. We will take a look back at the action here as Brunson and Heimisch go the distance. This fight replay is brought to you by Nemiroff, bold characters since 1872.
And here's the first kick of the round. Like really early, Heimisch came out and caught him with that beautiful head kick. And there's a nice body kick by Heimisch. But then Brunson started to take over in that second round, using his experience, picking when to hit the accelerator. And this was some big ground and pound in that second round. And here's a third round takedown by Derek Brunson. But Heimisch coming back with everything he has, catches Derek Brunson with a beautiful right hand there.
All right, these fighter stats brought to you by Poker Stars, pound for pound, the greatest online poker experience in the world. Take on the best to win millions of prizes every day on Poker Stars. Significant strikes. Advantage Brunson 60-40. Did land 2 takedowns on 10 attempts. Heimisch attempted 8. He was not able to take Derek Brunson down tonight. All right, the official decision is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile's knockout coverage and unlimited data with those scorecards. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Derek Brunson.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Brunson. First of all, Derek, congratulations on fighting off a very tough, up-and-coming contender. You really showed a lot of experience there tonight. It's one of the more impressive things about your performance. You seem very calm, and you really were preserving your energy perfectly.
Yeah, I had a good training camp. I'm out at Hard Knocks 365 with Henry Hu, the champ, Usman, and a lot of other top guys. And I want to come out here and impress, you know. I stay away from the family for 5 weeks, so this is a dedication to them.
For a long time, you were essentially training yourself. How much nicer is it to have a full training camp?
Yeah, shout out to Dominique Cruz for checking me at one of the post-fight interviews and said, hey, man, who's your coach? We all looked around like, so, you know, I took his advice, started to get somebody to coach me.
Well, it's paid off and paid off really well. In the second round is when you really started to come on strong. That's when you started utilizing your wrestling more, and really you saw he was slowing down a bit.
Oh yeah, everybody want to come out here and test my cardio, but I'm one of the hardest working guys in this division. You know, I just have to apply myself, slow down, and land my strikes, you know.
Well, enjoy it, sir. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Derek Brunson, ladies and gentlemen.
11th UFC win for Derek Brunson. Ian Heimisch had a lot of hype, a lot of respect on his name coming in, and that is a big win for Derek Brunson tonight. Well, they don't come much more popular in these parts than that man, featherweight contender Brian T-City Ortega. How about the UFC Hall of Famer, the Iceman Chuck Liddell, octagon side tonight. Dean Thomas here, sandwiched between the Iceman and the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal. All right, coming up next, we will segue to featherweight action. Gabriel Benitez trying to take advantage of his first pay-per-view main card slot in the UFC. It comes against the Nigerian sensation, Super Sodiz Yusuff. The latter off to an impressive 2-0 start thus far in the big show. UFC 241, Cormier versus Miocic 2 is brought to you by Modelo Especial. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. By Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile's knockout coverage and unlimited data. By P3, the official protein snack of UFC. And by EA Sports UFC 3, now available in EA Access on both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Subscribe and play now for $4.99 a month. The main event fighter arrivals are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. And there is the man of the hour and one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, UFC heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier. He defended this title back in November against the Black Beast Derek Lewis, then underwent back surgery, and now fighting at 40 years of age for the first time. DC will try to leave no doubt that he is the better fighter than the decorated former champion Stipe Miocic. The Cleveland native was adamant that he'd get this rematch, and to that end, he sat out more than a year to preserve this opportunity. He believes he has made the requisite adjustments as he looks to even the score with Cormier and regain his status as the baddest man on the planet. Dustin Poirier paid in full. A lifetime's work consummates in a UFC title for Poirier.
And this sets you up for a fight with Khabib Nurmagomedov for the undisputed title.
This is what I want. I want to unify this belt with the best. We got a belt to fight for. Khabib, let's go!
He deserves title shot. I think I have to maul him, like I do with everybody. I'm most dominant UFC champion.
There's literally been no one like him in this division.
My plan, everybody knows.
He smashes people.
What he does, it isn't normal wrestling.
Nurmagomedov, too good.
In the most talent-stacked division, this guy mauls everybody.
Khabib, he's the best at what he does. But when I do the best, it's hurt people.
Justin Gaethje, former champ. Anthony Pettis, former champ.
Poirier gets the finish.
Eddie Alvarez, former champ. What else do I gotta do? Khabib, where you at?
He beat a lot of tough guys. He's become interim UFC lightweight champion for a reason, but this is completely different fighting. If you wanna stop it, you have to kill him. So, when cage close, let's go.
Khabib Nurmagomedov,
the most dominant wrestler in the history of the sport,
with the support of one of the biggest fan bases in the sport behind him.
But Poirier is a phenomenal knockout artist, and he's earned his spot here.
A win over Khabib at this point in my career, I'm not only the best lightweight in the UFC, but the best lightweight in mixed martial arts history.
UFC undisputed, undefeated lightweight champion. Alhamdulillah. Nothing changed. Cage gonna close, and I'm gonna maul him, like always.
Man, and if you look at these guys, Poirier landing just a hair more than Khabib, but Khabib wrestles everybody, so how are you landing almost as much as a striker? Well, it's because when you take people down, it's hard to stop the striking because you're waiting for the takedown. Poirier just picks people apart from the outside, taps you with the jab. From there, he starts touching your body and he picks you to pieces. But can he stop Khabib from mauling him as we've seen him do to every single person he's faced? Once he takes you down, you don't get up. It's like you're sinking in quicksand until you stop breathing and he punches your lights out. That is a huge fight, great for the division. And let's see if somebody can challenge Khabib. What do you think, Joe?
I think it's a spectacular fight, but Khabib Nurmagomedov is a truly unique character. 27-0 and just smashes people. But Dustin Poirier has legitimate one-punch knockout power, and when you see what he did to Max Holloway, who's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and Dustin Poirier hurt him, and he beat him up. And when you think about that kind of power, you got to think he's knocked out Eddie Alvarez. He's knocked out Justin Gaethje. He's knocked out tough guys that are durable guys. In the stand-up, I gotta give an advantage to Poirier, but on the ground, big advantage to Khabib. It's what you want to see. Striker versus grappler. It's so exciting.
Poirier has long acknowledged that Khabib is the toughest matchup for him in the division. He gets his crack 3 weeks from tonight. September 7th will be in Abu Dhabi, UFC 242, Khabib versus Poirier. Co-main event also at lightweight, a rematch between Edson Barboza and Paul Felder. It's all coming your way from the arena, Yas Island in Abu Dhabi, 2 p.m. Eastern, by the way, for the pay-per-view. And to that end, happy to let you know at this time that the UFC 242 prelims prior will be live on FX that afternoon. So a noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific start for the UFC 242 prelims. And make a note, those will be live on FX. All right, these Spider Odds brought to you by Poker Stars. Pound for pound, the greatest online poker experience in the world. Take on the best to win millions of prizes every day on Poker Stars. Super Sodiz Yusuff, a -280 betting favorite tonight. Gabriel Benitez coming back as a +230 dog. And that is our next fight as we get right back to the live action here from a sold-out Honda Center in Anaheim, California. The highly touted Sodiz Yusuff has made a smooth transition from the regional circuit to the UFC, but if he wants to take the requisite next step up the ladder, he must first get past Gabriel Benitez. The old fight game adage is that styles make fights. And given what Gabriel Benitez and Sodiz Yusuff have shown in the octagon today, the stage appears to be set for these featherweights to not only deliver the goods for the fans, but to make a statement on one of the biggest fight cards of 2019.
When me and Gabriel meet in the octagon, it's 100% going to be a fireworks show because he likes to throw his kicks. I like to throw my hands. We're just going to see who's more successful at it.
The key to win this fight is try to stay active and always try to push. And I need to stick to a plan.
Mexico's Gabriel Benitez has developed consistently since his UFC debut in 2014. And after decisioning Jason Knight and scoring a Performance of the Night knockout of Humberto Bandenay in his 2 most recent bouts, he's ready for that requisite next step. And it comes in the form of tonight's matchup with Sodiz Yusuff.
This is a tough fight, you know. Sodiz is a very explosive guy, and it's going to be a fun fight to watch.
It's been 2 up and 2 down for Contender Series veteran Sodiz Yusuff thus far in a UFC career that has generated no shortage of buzz. But if fight fans were impressed with his wins over Saman Mokhtarian and Shayman Moraes, he vows we ain't seen nothing yet. And tonight, another big opportunity knocks.
Tonight you guys are going to see that there's no cap on my potential. You know, I'm always out there to put on a great show, looking for the win, but I'm also looking to be entertaining.
It's been about a year since Nigeria's Sodiz Yusuff burst onto the scene on Dana White's Contender Series, and he has made the most of every opportunity that has presented itself since. Headed into his 3rd UFC bout, he's used this platform to share his family's story. And yesterday he reported to me that he, his mother, and his brother are all close to becoming U.S. citizens. Tonight, as he makes his way to the octagon, he hopes to have a breakout performance, continuing to change his life and the lives of his family members.
You know, Joe, I want to talk about Super Sodiz Yusuff, the fighter, but it's just hard to ignore the backstory. His older siblings didn't get visitation visas. They're still stuck in Nigeria. He built a store for his sister, filled his car with alcohol and goods to supply this store, shipped it to Nigeria. Just an incredible human being with one nice gesture after the next. And by the way, damn good fighter as well.
Damn good fighter. He's got great hands. And I think what he said leading up to this fight is the most accurate description. What you're going to see from Mowgli most likely is a lot of kicks. What you're going to see from him is a lot of hands. He has outstanding hands, serious power, fluid combinations, and he's a physically, very, very physically strong guy.
Sodiz is with a trainer that I used to go with, Lloyd Irvin. He's trained Brandon Vera, Phil Davis, myself. He also trains with Lamont Roach, 2008 boxing coach, Herb Martin. All these guys are people that have built around Lloyd Irvin's system. This guy came in at 18 years old, put out a tweet, said, man, I wish a world-class athlete would pick me up and make me their pupil. Lloyd Irvin was that guy. Walked in the room, started as an amateur. Lloyd never puts people with the pros as an amateur. He saw something in this kid's eyes and said, look, this kid's got something different. I can't explain it, but I'm going to give him a shot. Put him in the fighter's house. Now this guy has not stopped beating people down. He's coming out here from Nigeria, fighting for his family, fighting for himself, fighting for his country. He's got something to prove. Let's see what he can do tonight.
Felt like he was a little bit too stuck on the game plan his last time out against Shaman, but I still won the fight, trying to go to 3-0 in the UFC tonight. Repping the American Kickboxing Academy. Here is Gabriel Benitez. Dom, 31 years of age, has as much UFC momentum right now as he has ever had. 3 wins in his last 4. And I remember Javier Mendez told me back in the day, this is the hardest kicker he has ever held pads for, Luke Rockhold included.
You know, something about Gabriel Benitez, we call him Mowgli when he came and trained with us at Alliance. He's underestimated because he hasn't always shown up as good as he is in this octagon, but lately with these past 2 wins, it's like he came into his power. It's like he realizes he belongs here. His striking is through the roof. It's a very underrated. He doesn't always show up as strong, but the way he moves his feet, the way he kicks people, the way he links his combinations together. Once he commits, believes in his striking, and he gets his timing and his range, he is one of the best in this division. Sodiz has his hands full with this man because of the way that he moves. He doesn't sit still, and he never accepts just standing there getting punched. Most of the people that Sodiz has fought sit still in front of him. Mowgli is going to be a big problem in that aspect.
He also has a nasty guillotine. He submitted Sam Cecilia with it, and Humberto Brown. He's just a dangerous guy all around. Wild with his punches, wild with his kicks, and as Javier Mendez said, some serious power, although I can't imagine he really kicks as hard as Luke Rockhold.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger. But he sort of reiterated a lot of what you're saying in terms of his versatility and the myriad weapons. He has such a desire tonight in this showcase to show the world that he has the weapons to be a contender in this featherweight division, to show his evolution. He's been out since May of 2018, had to pull out of the fight in November due to injury. His first fight as a father. It is all in front of Gabriel Benitez tonight. We'll see if he can maximize the opportunity. All right, this Tale of the Tape brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Mowgli Benitez, 31 years old. Sodiz Yusuff, still just 26. Super Sodiz, the taller man by an inch. Both fighters with an identical reach of 71 inches. All right, now for the intros. Here's Bruce Buffer.
3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. A big martial artist holding a professional record. 9 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Bladensburg, Maryland, by way of Lagos, Nigeria, Super Sodiz Yusuff. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a striker holding a professional record, 21 wins, 7 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, Gabriel Benitez. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one. First assignment of the night for him. Ariane Celeste has been busy as usual. Thank you, AC.
Ready, let's fight.
Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Early connection with Sodiz Yusuff in the green, Gabriel Benitez, the southpaw in black.
Oh, they're trading right off the bat.
Wow. Sodiz is throwing bombs.
Oh
my goodness.
Looks like he cut him.
And he's walking him down. Look at this. Just a little bit of head movement and walking him down. Nice inside leg kick by Mowgli.
It's one of those hard kicks they were talking about.
That right eye, not sure if it was a poke or a punch, bothering Mowgli.
Oh, goodness, he's eating some shots.
So a significant cut above the left eye, but the right eye appears more problematic.
He just walked down and started firing right hands and landing them immediately. These guys just traded right away. No range finding, no nothing.
Sodiz has so much confidence in his hands. Look at that, rips to the body, goes up top.
Nice knee. Those knees are going to be very effective from Benitez if he keeps throwing them because the pressure of Sodiz.
There's another hard inside leg kick by Mowgli.
Nemiroff, bold character since 1872.
There was a good straight left there by Mowgli as well.
Fast hands. And they're quick and straight. Nice inside kick by Sodiz.
Mowgli's having a hard time with that eye.
I like that both these guys are landing right hands. Right hand from Sodiz and left hands from Mowgli, so they're both kicking the inside leg of each other to take away the power.
Another good inside leg kick by Sodiz.
Yeah, Yusuff feels like he can strike with anyone in the featherweight division, but told us Thursday once his offensive wrestling is instinctive and reactive, then he'll be able to take his shots at the division's elite. Off to a good start tonight against Mowgli. Nice head kick landed partially there.
Ooh, Mowgli with the head kick. Mowgli's got a little bit of a cut, looks like somewhere around the left eye. Beautiful inside leg kick.
That is a pretty significant cut that Benitez is dealing with early on here.
Good left hand there by Benitez. Another.
He's circling towards the power side of Sodiz. Oh, that left hand. Very nice left hand by Benitez.
Yusuff covering up here. A window of opportunity for Benitez. 2 minutes here to go in the round.
And the front kick up the middle as well. Oh, Sodiz hits him.
Well, this fight card's so top-heavy that this one kind of got buried a little bit, not for the true fans. Strategically placed on pay-per-view tonight.
Oh, we're definitely not missing out right now. This is such an awesome fight. Guys are so strategic. And they're going strike for strike with each other. Nobody's backing down to anybody. You don't see one guy just pressuring pure offense. It's back and forth. Both got a cut eye now.
Well, I think Mowgli has absolutely gained the respect of Sodiz.
So one thing we haven't seen is Sodiz. Ooh, nice left hand by Mowgli again.
Oh, man. Mowgli tagged him again. Mowgli's got some fast hands.
He doesn't show them, Joe. It's like everything stays stationary. He doesn't show anything that's firing. It just comes down the middle like a laser. That one.
Oh! Right hook down to Yusuff. Got him. Oh, Benitez nearly out. Super Sodiz has arrived.
Counter right hook got him. Beautiful counter.
Wow.
Just 8-1 to counter on his power and landed.
Wow. And after he was rocked earlier in the round, which makes it even more impressive. Sodiz Yusuff has some serious power, folks. Serious power.
And some serious UFC momentum as he comes through tonight and rallied through some adversity after getting knocked down by Gabriel Benitez. This fight replay brought to you by Nemiroff. bold character since 1872.
Left hand lands, counter right hook on the money. Let me just wait, counter right, boom, on the button. Perfect counter. Beautiful. Bink. Man, what a shot by Sodiz Yusuff. Incredible timing to read that left hand. Benitez landed that 3 times. He countered it on the 4th.
And at that point, Herb Dean had seen enough. Many of us have not seen enough of Super Sodiz Yusuff. The overall winning streak will be 5 once this one is official, and that's certainly going to help things as far as getting his family over here from Nigeria. Man, the official decision brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile's knockout coverage and unlimited data to make it official. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 14 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Super Sodiz Yusuff.
I'm here with the winner, Sodiz Yusuff. First of all, what a fight. Came out wild, and you got very aggressive right away. You stepped to him, you got right inside of his range. Is that what you had planned coming into this fight?
Yeah, I didn't want to take as much hits, but it's a blessing to fight on this card. I'm on the undercard. Go work.
Next time.
I'm on a pay-per-view card with Stipe and DC. My job was to come steal the show. I think I did a pretty good job of that.
You did a fantastic job, and let's take a look at it. You got clipped earlier in the round, and he was moving towards you, but you hit him with a picture-perfect counter right hand.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I'm Nigerian, baby. We built for struggle. This is what we do. I've faced hard stuff in real life. This fight is nothing different, Joe. I came out here, I told you I was going to try to entertain. I did just that. I put it all on the line. I could have fought a safe technical fight, but I wanted to shoot for that bonus, and I wanted y'all to remember my name, Super Sodiz Yusuff. I'm here to stay.
Well, you certainly fought technical, but you fought incredibly exciting, sir. Congratulations. It was an honor to call your fight. Look forward to seeing you.
Was it exciting enough for some extra bonus?
If I had the money, I'd give it to you. I'm not the guy, though. I'm not the guy. Sodiz Yusuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, those bonuses don't come out of Joe Rogan's bank account, but a huge statement by Yusuff. And Dom, that wouldn't necessarily be your strategy, right, to fight to entertain necessarily, but it certainly worked out for Super Sodiz.
You know what? The more you watch the Contender Series with Dana White, you realize that actually might be the way to go.
Never thought I'd hear you say that. Oh, the former governor.
The Terminator's here.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Triple C, Henry Cejudo.
He's the intergender champion now. Did you know that? He's wearing shirts.
Uriah Faber also in the building following a big win last month in his native Sacramento. All right, these locker room shots brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC. And not hard to see why Dana White envisions this as the fight of the night. May want to reinforce the bolts in the octagon, fellas. Yoel Romero has certainly been on the cusp of UFC gold in the past. Hasn't quite broken through. That said, though, his focus at 42 years of age, still on the belt, and he can move closer by bouncing Brazilian Paulo Costa from the ranks of the unbeaten. Costa, a knockout artist of the highest order. He believes he will hand that fate, I should say, to the durable Olympic silver medalist here tonight in Anaheim. So after tonight, the next live event you will see will be at the end of the month in China. Jessica Andrade defending against Zhang Weili. As many of you know, Andrade became the strawweight champion not all that long ago in May, and Dominic, she will turn it around quickly here in her first title defense.
And man, does she have somebody in front of her. Jessica Andrade, though, man, the way that she has shown up as powerful, walking through these shots, being able to eat one and just hit you with 5 more, the way that she's been able to slam people, pick them up and put them on their heads through the octagon, not just 1, but 2, 3, 4 opponents, guillotines, arm bars. I mean, everything she does, she pulls you into power, she uses movement to set things up, she leads the dance, as we saw here against Rose Namajunas. Just incredible pile drivers over and over and over.
If you wanted someone to challenge someone with that kind of physical strength, you would want someone like Zhang Weili. What she has is fantastic martial arts technique, everything, her submissions, her striking. She's incredibly aggressive. She's very physically strong, and she has a lust for combat. She loves it. She finishes people off her back. She finishes people with strikes. And for her to be able to compete in China, to fight for the title for the very first time, for the UFC to be in China, is absolutely gigantic.
And I can't wait to wake up and watch it live on ESPN Plus Saturday, August 31st, 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. in the West. Here is your main card from Shenzhen, China. Of course, the Strawweight Championship headliner to be preceded by a welterweight co-main event between the Leech Li Jingliang and the 13th ranked welterweight in the world, Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. All right, these fighter rankings brought to you by EA Sports UFC 3, now available in EA Access on both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Subscribe and play now for $4.99 a month. And Joe, you have as good a historical perspective as anyone. I'm not sure, though, this UFC middleweight division has ever been as top-heavy and strong as it is right now.
It's never been this strong. But what's so impressive is the best people are almost interchangeable. They're so good. You got Yoel Romero. You got Robert Whittaker, who's at the top of the heap. You got Stylebender, who might be able to beat all of them. You got so much talent. Kelvin Gastelum with a heart of a lion. That fight that he had with Stylebender was just insane. I thought Yoel Romero beat Robert Whittaker the last time. It was that close. Whittaker is just an absolute assassin. And then you've got the eraser, Paulo Costa, who's about to face Yoel Romero. We're going to find out where he stands, because up until this moment, we've seen him steamroll people. We've never seen him compete against someone who's as elite as Yoel Romero.
Well, so irrefutably, I am with you. This 185-pound division firmly back in the headlines, but there may be no more explosive matchup than this one on the main card tonight. Hitting Cuba's Yoel Romero against Brazil's eraser, Paulo Costa.
Eu acho que fisicamente eu estou evoluindo a cada camp. Todo mundo nesse camp aqui está empenhado em me deixar mais pronto, mais afiado para nocautear. Ninguém aqui espera menos do que um nocaute.
This is a knockout artist who throws bombs. He's an enormous, terrifying, fast middleweight. He is undefeated, and he is one of the hottest young prospects out of Brazil.
Eu acredito que os meus golpes são uma coisa a ser temível por qualquer dessa divisão e até de categorias acima.
Oh, he's hurt. Oh, that's it. This could be it right here.
Is it deafening in here? Paulo has done it!
Mis planes siguen siendo los mismos en la UFC desde cuando entré a las artes marciales mixtas. Llevarme el cinturón a mi cintura, ser el campeón de esta división, darle la gloria a Dios, besar a mi familia y coger unas buenas vacaciones después de llevarme el cinturón.
When you talk about a guy that's just really incredibly gifted physically, Yoel Romero is the guy that comes to mind. Yoel Romero might be the best athlete in MMA.
La vida me ha demostrado que se hace. Y después que se hace, se sigue haciendo. No se habla. Los hechos hablarán por sí solos.
Ele evitou essa luta o quanto ele pôde. Se ele pudesse, ele não lutava comigo. E ele vai ser o cara que vai me levar para o cinturão.
Aquí está, necesitaba yo. Lo tenía, lo querías. Aquí lo tienes.
Huge elbows! That's it! Yoel Romero! Short list of the scariest knockout artists in the UFC at present. Enter Paulo Costa, 4-0 in the UFC, all of those wins by knockout or TKO, a 100% finishing rate. Some have suggested this matchup with Yoel Romero, booked for a second time, might be too much too soon. I would submit to you that we won't know how good Costa is until we see him against the division's elite, getting his first crack at one of them tonight, Jeff.
I couldn't agree more. On paper, yeah, it looks like they're rushing. But when you look at his fights, when you look at the way he destroyed former champion Johnny Hendricks, when you look at the way he smashed Uriah Hall, he's a special fighter. He hasn't been tested inside the octagon. I mean, Hall caught him with some good jabs and tagged him a couple of times, but he ultimately beat him down. And he's been able to do that to every single man that has stood across him inside that octagon. He's so exceptionally talented that this leap to fight the best of the best in Yoel Romero doesn't seem like much of a stretch.
The one thing that we haven't seen out of Paulo Costa is going the distance. And if there's a guy that can do it, it's somebody like Yoel Romero, who's very hard to hit. But more than that, he can put you on your front at any moment. He's so explosive, so fast that he can take you down. That has tended to really make people gun-shy against him. Will that make Paulo Costa gun-shy? That's the question we don't know yet. But there's no reason to doubt this man now. 12-0, knocking everybody out. He still has the tools to knock out Yoel Romero. The question is, will the tactics of Yoel Romero outweigh the hunger and the grittiness of this young up-and-comer?
Costa went through 20 sparring partners over the last 8 weeks. These fighter odds brought to you by Poker Stars. Pound for pound, the greatest online poker experience in the world. Take on the best to win millions of prizes every day on Poker Stars. We have seen this line tighten a little bit here during fight week. Yoel Romero still holding as the favorite, -150. Paulo Costa in the +120 range tonight. He has hit the proven ground. He now awaits the Soldier of God. One of the best fighters in the world who has yet to realize a UFC championship belt. Here is Yoel Romero, 2000 Olympic silver medal in freestyle wrestling. And everyone who faces this man, Joe, they live to tell about it, but they have some stories for life.
Everyone, every single one who gets in there with him, they say he feels like he's made out of iron. If you look up athletic freak in the dictionary, this guy comes to mind. This is the man. I mean, he's a real savage when it comes to his wrestling, his ability to explode and close the distance, his ability to compete at an elite level. I mean, he's a truly, truly exceptional man. And to be able to still fight at this with no sign of slowing down at 42 years of age, it's unbelievable.
John Jones, Alice Gustafson, #1 was my favorite fight to ever watch. This guy is my favorite athlete to watch in the octagon. I'm like a kid right now, such a fan that this is what I really love my job. I get to watch these guys and see why they're the best in the world. This man beat some of the greatest wrestlers on earth and made them look like they've never wrestled in their life. That is something that I grew up in the sport of, watching this man. He's 42 years old, still competing at the highest level, still looking like he's 26. It's incredible.
The difference in their styles is Paulo Costa puts tremendous pressure on you, constantly moves forward, whereas Yoel will lull you into a false sense of security and then explode. And his ability to cover distance is truly exceptional. The love that this guy experiences all across the world because of his incredible ability is also amazing to watch.
And we talk so much about the physical gifts, Joe, that maybe not enough about the high fight IQ, his ability to make adjustments. 6 third-round knockouts in the UFC, and in some of those fights, he has really had to rally. So Yoel Romero with another opportunity in front of him tonight. He says, I don't need to prove anything. I want to challenge myself. Thus, I signed on the dotted line. Detail the tape for this featured bout middleweight division is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Yoel Romero, born in 1977. Paulo Costa was not. He is 28 years old. Costa the taller man by 1 inch. Yoel Romero has the reach advantage of 1.5 inches. All right, now for the particulars, back inside to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a striker holding an undefeated professional record, 12 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Carthagena, Minas Gerais, Brazil, presenting the #7 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Paulo the Eraser Costa! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 13 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 184.5 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut, Florida, by way of Pinar del Rio, Cuba, presenting the 2000 Olympics freestyle wrestling silver medalist and the #2 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Yoel, Soldier of God, Romero. Under the action begins, a referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Big assignment for one of the best in the business, Jason Herzog. Brittany Palmer, thank you, dear. Paulo Costa. And Yoel Romero initially linked to fight at UFC 230 last November. That did not happen. It is happening here and now. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Romero is in red out of the southpaw stance. Costa going orthodox, he is in black.
Yoel has been spending some time doing Taekwondo with, high kick.
Straight to a double. Nice defense by Costa.
Good uppercut and a scramble.
Furious, explosive movements early out of both athletes. Costa trying to close the distance now. It is amazing how green Costa was when he showed up on season 3 of The Ultimate Fighter in Brazil. Oh!
He clipped him!
He's hurt.
Knocked out for Romero!
This is what we knew would happen.
Oh my goodness.
Back and forth. Just dropping each other.
It is, Paulo Costa just laughed at him.
Looked like the Romero corner calling for some elbows. Yoel's not going to hear that advice. Costa to the body now.
Good kick to the body there by Costa.
How calm Romero stays. Both these guys, so much power.
Costa went in with an elbow. Romero able to avoid it. Nice counter left there from Yoel.
Romero just so fluent, like he never really overreacts to anything. He just kind of lets it flow out of the way he moves. Paulo Costa like a piece of granite, just throwing rocks at him. It's crazy.
Under 3 minutes to go.
Looking for that spinning back fist.
Costa keeping the pressure. Nice. Oh. He like rolls and then comes back with the left, double left.
Oh! He tagged him with that right hand. A good kick to the body.
Yoel seems to be eating one and then trying to fire back after eating it. I don't know if this is the best idea, being square on the fence with this man.
He's taking some hard shots to the body, too.
Costa doing a nice job raising the guard there.
This is a high-paced first round. Oh, that landed right through the guard.
Nice knees to the body by Costa. Oh, what happened? Did he hit him low?
Costa maybe disputing where that knee landed. We'll take a look back at it. Jason Herzog already has acknowledged that it was accidental. As many of you know, Romero has up to 5 minutes with which to recover. Yeah, right on the cut there.
No doubt about that one. Yeah, no doubt. And
For those of you at home, it is delayed.
Yes, there's a little bit of a beat, and then... It's also a nice break.
This actually helps the fans because you got two guys that are both getting their energy back. They're both extremely strong.
That's a good way to look at it. Really, it's good for both guys right now.
It is. And you're going to see a crazy rest of this round after this 5-minute break is up, because I'm sure Yoel will probably take at least 3 minutes of it.
He's going to take all the time he needs. He'll probably take all 5 minutes. He's going to stand up. I'm sure he's okay. He's in pain, but I'm sure he's going to be okay. He's got a cup on. Look at that. Boom. No doubt about that.
That hurts.
Look at his face. He's playing it up.
That'll fold anybody.
Yeah. What are the rules on tie cups? Are you allowed to wear a steel tie cup in an MMA fight?
Yes, all I wear.
That seems so crazy to me that that's still legal. So, because, first of all, it provides an unnatural fulcrum for arm bars. And two, if you kick it, you're kicking metal.
You're kicking metal, right.
I mean, that seems nuts.
Don't kick in the nuts.
Definitely don't do that.
Right, that's the payback. You kick me in the nuts, you're kicking metal.
Here we go. We're back.
Under 2 minutes here to go in round one. Romero slips. Costa closes the distance.
He's having a hard time with his footing, it seems. Costa goes to that inside leg kick.
Costa has worked the body to great effect tonight as Romero goes high.
Romero has such a weird style. He's so loose and then he explodes. Look at that. That was like an inside crescent kick. Oh, big shots by Paulo Costa. Oh! Romero comes back. Romero seems to have a hard time with his footing. Like he's slipping around.
Yeah, that's a good read.
Oh, man. Brutal body shots by Costa. Oh!
Wow! The ability of both of these men to eat these power shots sitting this close is absolutely incredible to view. Under a minute in the round.
I'll tell you what, anybody who thought Paulo Costa didn't belong here, all those questions have been erased. No pun intended. Ha!
Oh! Body shot for a left hook. Romero. It's crazy to me that Romero can just throw one shot at a time and land because of how quick he is and the way he hides everything. He's really not throwing combinations at all.
No, but the pressure of Costa is also something pretty incredible to watch. I mean, he's just all over Yoel, just keeping it on him. Oh!
That was close, too. Romero doing a nice job rolling with some of these Costa offerings.
His mouth is open, though, and he looks a bit fatigued. He can always explode, but he's happy to hear this round.
This fight is hydrated by Body Armor Sport Water, the water made for athletes. Find Body Armor Hydration at Circle K.
Good champion, good champion. Very good, breathe. He feel your power. This is our round, he feel your power.
O frontal tá incomodando muito ele.
The front kick, get him.
Quando ele tiver na grade, eu preciso que você faça o vai e vem. Não pode
When he's in the fence, you need to fake, come back, punch.
Now here's a big left by Paulo Costa. Look at that, right on the chin. Rocked him and hurt him. A right hand by Costa, but now Costa gets dropped. It was really looks like he was more off balance than anything. But Yoel connects there with the left hand. I mean, wild exchanges. And Paulo Costa ripped to the body, too. Kept the pressure, and there Yoel comes up the middle with a flying knee. And then catches him with the right hand as well. Just a wild, wild round.
The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyright work is illegal and punishable under law. Round two underway, Yoel Romero, Paulo Costa.
I wonder if and when we will see Yoel utilize his wrestling. We haven't seen Paulo Costa off his back.
Longest UFC fight for Costa, 7 minutes and 38 seconds.
Woo!
Man, he hits hard.
He hits so hard, and his pressure is just incredible. Look at me, just constantly smothering.
Pointing the toes to the body, now going high again.
Beautiful leg kick, hard leg kick. Yoel switch stance immediately, and then he goes to the body.
Nemiroff bold character since 1872.
left hook to the body is nasty. Yoel's looking for openings here, but they just don't seem to be there. Yoel's footwork also is kind of all over the place. And I think that's just dealing with the pressure that Costa's putting on him.
What a chin on this Romero.
Yoel Romero has a wrestling style footwork. That's why it looks all over the place. If you watch in a wrestling match, that's how he moves. And then he adds hands and other movements to it, knees, kicks. But right now, Paulo Costa is just pouring the heat on, but Yoel seems to be eating it and just almost like the rope-a-dope. But it's right now he's behind on the numbers, so he's better start firing.
See, Costa has advanced 51% of the time.
The thing about Costa that's so terrifying is his durability as well. Uriah Hall hit him with some hard shots, and he barely seemed to notice. And he's enormous for the weight class.
I agree, Joe, but for me, it's the size of him, the power that he has, and he doesn't get that tired.
Yeah.
That's what amazes me about Costa. He doesn't look to get too tired.
Well, when I talked to Waleed Ismail about his work ethic, he said it's just incredible. I mean, all the guy does is train.
Yeah. He's got some Tony Ferguson qualities, right? 6-7 hours straight.
And now we're seeing Yoel like land little things here and there. He's got that right jab that he's flicking out. He kind of ate some of the bigger shots earlier in this round from Acosta.
Romero has certainly had a penchant for the rally in the past, as we acknowledged off the top tonight.
Costa taking a little breather here.
Well, it's a lot of offense he's thrown, and this guy's still standing right in front of him. Good jab by Yoel, and he's not overcommitting to anything. He's just touching.
Yeah, Yoel has beautiful hand speed. Just beautiful speed, period.
He's just very experienced, Joe. He looks calm, cool, collected. He is eating more shots right now than Costa, but...
No, keep fighting, good.
Romero disputed that was an eye poke. Jason Herzog tells them to keep fighting. Under 2 minutes here to go in the round. This is the longest UFC fight now for Costa.
See, non-stop movement, and now you're seeing the hands on the waist of Costa. It's the longest he's ever gone. Romero now just the fluidity. He never really stops his movement. Just lets it flow through. Both these guys are landing on each other.
Little reset there from Costa, big deep breath. But he comes in tonight off of the best weight cut of his pro career, according to his coaches.
Romero looked to just weather that early storm, but he's behind on the numbers right now, so I think he's down 2 rounds. He's going to have to really pick up in this 3rd round, and stylistically he hasn't tended to do that in the past, so I'm curious to see what he does to make up the difference. Because Acosta's pressure and his offense has just been a little bit much right now. Yoel's completely in this fight.
Oh, 100%. It would appear to be the fresher fighter here.
Yep, he's breaking down slowly but surely. You're seeing the pressure release of Costa.
And Costa has stayed committed to the body throughout this fight. It doesn't seem to have necessarily taken its toll on Romero.
Yoel caught him with that uppercut.
And incredibly, Romero, as he goes for the takedown and gets it.
There it is.
Has been to a 3rd round in his last 10 fights. He will do so again here. This fight is hydrated by Body Armor Sport Water, the water made for athletes. Find Body Armor Hydration.
Let's go.
Circle K.
You can't feel better than this. Let's go. Careful, careful. Let's go, sit down. Sit down. Listen, you gotta finish low. You gotta finish low. Your work low is perfect. You gotta keep chopping low. You gotta keep chopping low.
Big body kick here that you'll see from Costa. Ouch. Nice right hand, left hook lands. And then you see Yoel Romero here with that right straight, left jab, he goes left jab and then eats a body shot there. Both these guys are letting it all hang out. This third round is everything for both these guys. Whoever wins this round wins this fight.
Round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. Honda Center explodes here for these two world-class mixed martial arts athletes. Paulo Costa in black, Yoel Romero in red. Less than 5 minutes to decide this one now. Romero twice touches the inside of that lead leg of Costa, whose volume has waned in the second half of this fight.
Left hand lands for Yoel there. Oh, right straight.
I think a big factor is the fact that Yoel took him down at the end of the second. We may very well see him try to do that again today. In this third, that's what's going to be huge. There's a beautiful kick to the body by Costa. And another one, hard.
Jab hook.
Romero retreats, mouth wide open.
Ooh, he's eating those. Those are big shots. Costa's on him. Nice left straight. He doesn't show any of it.
Yeah, right. Sneaks him in on you.
Well, what hides it is the stance switch moving backwards. The hands are down. He punches the leg. Everything starts to look the same, and then it comes down the middle. It's the fluid movement of Yoel that hides his strikes.
Is he going to warn him, or is he going to take a point? Was it on my coat?
No, I just think it was fingers were extended out towards the opponent. And Paulo Costa may be using it as an opportunity to catch a breather. Hard to blame him.
Both these guys are exhausted. This is a torrid pace.
One moment.
Once again, this is for the fans.
Ooh, ouch. Doctor will come here. It's going to speak slowly.
That's a weird one, right? Because it's like he walked into the hand. It's not like Yoel moved forward and poked him in the eye.
Okay.
Yoel's hand was outstretched. He's not supposed to have an outstretched hand.
Put your hands up, relax. Take a moment. You cannot put your fingers in his eye, yeah? No more. You have a break? Take time.
Yoel Romero with a thumbs up and a smile. Gotta love it. And what heart from these two gentlemen.
Do not, hey, no poking. You no kicking in the groin. That's good?
All right, 3.5 now to go. Six third-round finishes for Yoel Romero, tied for the top mark all time in the UFC. This has been a big round for him, obviously, in the past.
Nasty punches to the body by Costa. Right hand over the top by Costa.
Love the body work of Costa. There's 2.5 minutes left, and that's when things really start to get hairy in that third round. That rest definitely helped these guys, though.
For sure. I'm just amazed that Yoel's not trying to take him down.
There's a lot of energy to shoot, especially on this giant. Nice left. Now's the time to shoot, right when he fires back.
That left hand twice snapped Costa's head back. We'll see if Paulo can rally here.
Good shots to the body and to the head by Costa.
Nice job by Romero with that right hand guard right on his face.
Oh, back fist.
Nice. He slipped it through the backhand. Nice
uppercut.
Nice.
Good left hand.
Turning it up, yo.
Oh.
Costa says, come get some.
Woo. This is what everybody wanted to see. This fight right here. Awesome.
Oh! Uppercut from Romero. His left eye pretty swollen at this point. Numbers very close. Slight edge in terms of significant strikes for Yoel Romero. Still anybody's fight, less than 90 seconds now to go.
Ooh, nice uppercut again. Those are the best punches, the lefts and the uppercuts for Yoel Romero, especially when he's walking in here. Nice backhand.
Back of the hand again.
Paulo slowing down a bit here.
Finishing the round strong is the veteran. Yoel Romero. Costa's getting annoyed.
Less than a minute to go in a fight that has certainly lived up to the hype and then some. We have a middleweight title unification bout, of course, in October, but tonight's winner will factor prominently in that mix.
Now, this guy's 42 years old, and he's going the distance right now. Crazy, man, like nothing.
Good front kick to the body. By
there it is, big headshot. He eats it, fires right back. Goodness, these guys are durable as I've ever seen.
Romero's one of the most durable humans that's ever walked the face of the earth.
Period. I agree.
Just crazy the shots he's absorbed tonight.
Nice inside trip. Huge.
Oh,
Paulo Costa digs the underhook, tries to reverse it. They get back to their feet. That's a takedown for Costa. Or excuse me, takedown for Romero.
Final seconds of this one, and a standing ovation at Honda Center as Paulo Costa and Yoel Romero go the 15-minute distance. Mixed martial arts, folks.
That was as advertised. That was as advertised. That was one of the rare fights that absolutely lived up to all the hype. Just amazing.
Incredible fight. I love that. Love that I got to watch that.
Paulo Costa came in 12-0, trying to get what would be far and away the biggest win of his professional life. This fight replay is brought to you by Nemeron Bolt Character since 1872.
And we'll look back through some of this. Costa, left hook, just floors Romero. Romero comes back with his own. Got the rope-a-dope here, trying to wear out Costa up on the fence. Big knee up the middle through the guard of Costa, follows up with some big punches. Beats Costa up on the scramble, lands a 2-3. Nice body kick, lands to the ribs of Romero, he eats them all. And these guys just trade back and forth, 2-3s. Big right straight by Yoel. Another body shot by Costa, just trying to take the air out of Romero, and a beautiful run-through power double to end the round there. And here's the third round here. Romero really pouring it on. Costa saying nope, and then keeps getting punched. Nice uppercuts landed for Yoel. The lefts and the uppercuts were the biggest ones, and this head kick was so close, but Yoel eats it like some cookies, moves on forward.
Both fighters seemingly believe they have done enough to win the fight tonight. These fighter stats brought to you by Poker Stars. Pound for pound, the greatest online poker experience in the world. Take on the best to win millions of prizes every day on Poker Stars. Head strikes, decided advantage for Yoel Romero. Paulo Costa, of course, working the body very well. A knockdown on each side. Costa advanced more often than not. Yoel Romero was not given credit for that final takedown by our statisticians, unofficially 1 for 4 on his takedown attempts here tonight. Some huge scorecards coming your way here. The official decision brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile's knockout coverage and unlimited data. With the decision now is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Paulo the Eraser Costa.
I'm here with the winner, Paulo Costa. Paulo, that was an incredible fight. That was one of those fights that lived up to the hype. Was this the fight that you were expecting?
1 minute. Please, Anaheim. I bring my best for this fight. I train like a crazy man. For God, I am here today, fight against this beast. Yoel Romero is a real beast. You know, this guy, I respect a lot, Yoel. Come here. Thank you very much. Hey, look, I just come here to make one thing, take my belt. I will be waiting for Adesanya, skinny claw Adesanya against Whittaker. And after this fight, I want my chance to prove I am their champion.
Paulo Costa, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, crowd didn't like the scorecards. They certainly liked the fight. It goes to Paulo Costa by unanimous decision. First career win by decision. 13 up, 0 down for the eraser, Paulo Costa.
We've seen Yoel Romero lose decisions before that I thought he won, and you know, you never know what the judges are going to see. When you go to the scorecards, you never know what the judges are going to see. I don't know what they were seeing. But it's fun to let these fights go on and watch these guys just let it all hang out. I mean, it was one of the most incredible fights I've seen in a long time.
And you love being a commentator and not a judge.
Man.
Your scorecard not necessary tonight. How about the former UFC welterweight champion, hip-hop mogul, Tyron Woodley in the building here tonight. Also in the building, the former UFC interim welterweight champ, Colby Covington. It is super necessary that we show Jorge Gamebred Masvidal on camera, early front runner for the 2019 Fighter of the Year. All right, these locker room shots brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC. Anthony Showtime Pettis has rediscovered the dynamic form that saw him win and defend a world title, and you can argue no fighter or matchup has ever motivated him as much as this one tonight, as he draws that man, Stockton, California's Nate Diaz. For Diaz, a fight he also wanted in the worst way, and here in his 24th UFC appearance, Nate Diaz is back, and he will try to make a statement against Showtime Pettis. Well, as many of you know, it has become appointment viewing on Tuesday nights, and the Contender Series continues with its third season, coming up this Tuesday, the 20th of August. Here is the entire fight card for the next episode. You can see it live on ESPN+. 5 fights, including the featured bout at welterweight between Edmund Shabazian's brother Leon and Phil Rowe. The Contender Series can be seen live and exclusively Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Well, we are in Anaheim, California here for UFC 241, Cormier versus Miocic 2, brought to you by the official frozen meal of UFC, Never Just Eat, Devour. All right, now let's pass it to our guy, Forrest Griffin, over on the Purple Couch, where you're getting exclusive unlimited pre-fight predictions paired up with fast unlimited data with Metro by T-Mobile.
Hey, what's up, guys? Forrest Griffin here, bringing you the most exclusive pre-fight analysis and, of course, predictions. So let's get right to the main event. Stipe versus DC. Jorge Masvidal, Tyron Woodley. Who you got, Jorge?
Stipe, flying knee.
Stipe is not going to land a flying knee. I think DC's going to get it done with a right hand again inside of 3 rounds.
All right. Well, guys, you heard it here. Keep tweeting at Metro by T-Mobile who you think is going to be the champ at the end of the night. And that is it for the Purple Couch. Enjoy the fights.
All right, things getting a little intense over there on the Purple Couch. Can't wait to see who's right. Tune in live on Metro's Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube before some of the biggest fights in the UFC. And speaking of which, these fighter rankings are brought to you by EA Sports. UFC 3 now available in EA Access on both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Subscribe and play now for $4.99 a month. Dominic Cruz, these are your welterweights 5 through 10. Anthony Pettis moving on up here in his 3rd UFC division.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have really, just the way that they've moved around in this division, you can't really sleep on anybody. You got Damian Maia at the bottom, really. That guy's one of the best in the world. Rafael Dos Anjos, Darren Till. I love this matchup with Pettis here because this is really going to put him in a place where he might have to face somebody who can wrestle him, who can take him down and put him in those jiu-jitsu positions, but Nate Diaz is the guy who can challenge his boxing, and I can't wait to watch it.
Well, Pettis is certainly resurgent at 170 pounds. He would appear to have a lot of big fights in front of him, chief among them. This unfinished business tonight with the inimitable Nathan Diaz.
Real true fans know the history. They know when I was a champ, how much he was talking and how much animosity was behind that.
I wasn't happy about stuff that was going on with him. I saw him come in, and then before you know it, he turned around for a second and he's on a Wheaties box, and I was like, hold up. No, I'm fighting the Wheaties box, dude.
When I was the champion, I just beat Gilbert Melendez, his teammate.
I was like trying to get a fight with him, and he was big leaguing me. And then he comes walking by me all cool, Wheaties box guy.
Anthony Pettis walking around like he's tight too, but all these are scared to look at my face.
He put the fingers up, started talking trash.
Call him right here. Don't act like you want to fight if you're not gonna do.
That's where my frustration comes from. It's like, man, if you want to fight, let's sign a contract, we can fight. As a martial artist, let's settle in the octagon. Let the world watch so I can embarrass you in front of the world.
We should have fought a long time ago. But here we are now, and I think it's all about to go down.
Anthony Pettis versus Nate Diaz is a very intriguing fight. Nate Diaz has been out waiting for a fight that interested him. This is one of those fights. Oh! Nate's hurting him! He's hurting him! Nate Diaz beat Conor McGregor in their first fight in a crazy upset. He's got him flattened out! He's got the choke! He tapped! He tapped! And then lost a razor-close decision in their second fight. Oh! Nate Diaz is going off! He's got an iron chin. He has fantastic boxing technique. He's very talented on the ground. Outstanding! And now he gets a chance to fight a surging former champion in Anthony Pettis.
Oh, big right hand and Wonderboy's out. Showtime, Pettis.
Anthony Pettis has a unique combination of traditional martial arts skills along with lightning-fast submissions, particularly off of his back.
Showtime is back!
And if you relax for 1 second with Pettis, a left high kick is coming towards your neck.
Oh, that's it! It's gonna finish! And it's all over!
The lights come on, it's showtime. You know, I always want to put on a show.
Oh my goodness! Did you see that?
I'm looking forward to just put my hands on Nate Diaz. I just want to expose him. Nate's not as good as everybody thinks he is, and you will see that August 17th.
When it's time to fight, it's time to fight. You're not going to just run me over.
Oh, he might be out on his feet. Nate Diaz has done it.
It's not about making gestures and flipping each other off. I'm going to punch him in his face as much as I can until the ref stops it.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just going to show up, make it happen the way I want it to happen, and win the fight.
Oh, he's going to break the arm.
It's all over.
I come to fight, and we'll see what happens.
Majority of these fans have come to see tonight one of the biggest superstars in the game at present, Nate Diaz and Joe Rogan. It's hard to recall a more anticipated recent MMA return than Diaz getting back on the proving ground tonight.
For me personally, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see him back. Look, Nate Diaz is a fighter's fighter. He loves to scrap. He's got outstanding boxing. He can submit anybody in the world on the ground. And he relishes combat. I mean, this dude has had some epic contests in his career. The only thing that's ever eluded him is a world title.
Diaz has hit the inspection zone. This prep point is brought to you by Devour Frozen Foods. Bring home and bite into the Octagon crust of their new line of extremely meaty and cheesy frozen pizzas.
It's a hard thing to follow. I don't really know what to say. All I'm going to say is he hasn't been eating meaty or cheesy, as you can see by his abs. So Nate Diaz is ready to go. What I'm excited about is really to see how he deals with the low kicks, because we've seen in past fights, he's been kicked in the legs, didn't really deal with them the best. Has he filled in those adjustments in 3 years? Because we know Pettis is going to attack his legs and then work up the body from there. I'm sure he knows that too.
Well, he's been training a lot with Kip Cope, the world Muay Thai champion, and he's been working with him as a coach. I'm sure they've been working a lot on checking those kicks and avoiding the full arsenal of Anthony Pettis' kicks, but can he implement that inside the cage? We're going to find out.
Those fighter odds you see there brought to you by Poker Stars, pound for pound, the greatest online poker experience in the world. Take on the best to win millions of prizes every day on Poker Stars. Anthony Showtime Pettis has held as a slight favorite throughout the week. Nate Diaz can be had as an even money underdog tonight if you are so inclined. Diaz is back inside the octagon. He now awaits his budding rival, the former lightweight champion, the man they call Showtime. So here's the former lightweight king, Anthony Showtime Pettis. He will certainly welcome the crowd's venom here tonight. And Dominic Cruz, this is a man who has a highlight reel that stacks up with any fighter in the game. It's not just flash, as he puts it. It is flash with some serious substance.
And it's no accident. He sets everything up. That's why he gets those huge, crazy knockouts. He throws 2 or 3 shots just to see how you react. And then the fourth one that lands is the crazy Showtime kick, the crazy move, the crazy finish. And he does that strategically. I assume that he's going to start on the legs of Diaz, work his way up the body with his kicks, and try to stay away from the hands. But this man pressures. Diaz is big. I wonder what the weight difference is tonight. Will Diaz be able to take the shots of Pettis, because Pettis has actually fought a little smaller in the past? Or is this all going to add up to where Pettis has a speed advantage? Are they going to go to the ground? I have so many questions about this matchup, and I just can't wait to watch it unfold.
We're about to get some answers. Physically, he looks outstanding. I think he looks better here at 170 than he's ever looked. He doesn't look like he's fat. He looks like a physically filled-in Anthony Pettis that's a natural welterweight. And when you look at his result, the result against Wonder Boy, I mean, that speaks for itself. That's one of the best strikers in the world, and he KO'd him with a Superman punch. The technique that he used speaks to what Anthony Pettis is great at. Wild stuff that comes out of nowhere, things you don't see coming, unpredictable, dynamic, explosive, fast, and in full range of techniques. And if you take him down, no picnic on the ground either. He submits some excellent people like Gilbert Melendez, submitted him. Benson Henderson submitted him. I mean, he's just got a full range of skill.
And with respect to Tyron Woodley, who fought Stephen Wonderboy Thompson for nearly an hour and couldn't put him away, of course, Showtime Pettis became the first man to do that not all that long ago. In terms of fighting Nate Diaz, Joe, there are some things that he tries to draw you into. And Pettis has talked a lot this week about mentally calming himself down, not playing into the antics if he's flipping you the bird, and that's another thing that Pettis inevitably might have to deal with here too.
Well, he most certainly will, but I think he's prepared for it, and I think he relishes it. He's looking forward to this fight.
They have been on each other's radars for nearly a decade. It shall be done tonight. This tail of the tape for the co-headliner is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Showtime Pettis 32, Nate Diaz is 34. Diaz the taller man by a couple inches. He has a 3.5-inch advantage in reach. All right, now for the introductions, back inside to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. Presented by Neverov, bold character since 1872. And Motel 6, when you're ready to tap out, check in and save, we'll leave the light on for you. And Poker Stars, and recent gold chip octagon winner, Derek Williams. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu fighter holding a professional record, 20 wins, 11 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Stockton, California, presenting the Ultimate Fighter Season 5 winner, Nate Diaz. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 22 wins, 8 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 169 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, presenting the former WEC lightweight champion and the former UFC lightweight champion and the #7 ranked welterweight contender in the world, Anthony Showtime Pettis. And the action begins, our referee in charge, Mike Beltran.
Mike Beltran, our referee. Brooklyn Wren hustling to her seat. She wants to watch the co-headliner tonight. Anthony Showtime Pettis. It is the 4-1-4 versus the 209 Nate Diaz. Ceremoniously ending his near 3-year layoff here tonight. This fight clock is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Southpaw versus southpaw. There goes the low kicks. Right away.
Pettis returns fire.
Diaz with a lot of pressure. Pettis caught him though with the right hand there. There's that leg kick.
He's going to keep picking at those legs.
He clipped him with that right hand.
Pro-Diaz crowd trying to get behind their fighter. Pettis caught him behind the ear there. Nice knee in the clinch there by Nate Diaz.
Sure, Diaz has some nice takedown attempts he gets here. I would love to see these guys on the ground, but Pettis has gotten harder and harder to take down through his career, so we'll see if Diaz can get it done.
Well, where he's struggled in the past has been really powerful wrestlers. Grapplers with a lot of strength, like Rafael Dos Anjos when he lost the belt. Those kind of pressured grapplers.
Oh, nice rip to the body by Showtime. Diaz supremely conditioned as usual. And again, attacking that body of Anthony Pettis, coming up on 3 minutes here to go, round one of a possible 3.
Oh, there's that high kick. Beautiful combination by Pettis.
And that's what Josh Thompson caught Diaz with a few years back. And you see Pettis is making those reads and adjustments himself.
feints.
He's fighting very intelligently. He's not just wading towards him. He's looking for those openings.
This is where Diaz can get up the most. If he can turn it into a dirty boxing match like this, keep him up against the fence, take the kicks out of the equation, this is where Diaz can really get up.
You can also try to exhaust him and slow him down. Nice knee to the body there by Diaz.
Oh, nice right hand from Nate. That seemed to get Pettis' attention.
Pettis looking for that right high kick. He goes to the body, fakes to the body, and the kick comes and follows after.
And Pettis will switch stances easily, and you see that now. He's in orthodox. I mean, the Showtime kick he landed, that was from orthodox stance. That kick heard around the world. But many of his kicks, big power kicks, come from the left side as well.
Nice knee right up the gut from Pettis.
Diaz catches the takedown.
In the guillotine.
Pettis welcomed the opportunity to work off his back tonight.
Arm in guillotine, but he only has one leg. He doesn't have full guard. It's very hard to pull off.
I was looking forward to this battle here. Pettis has a nasty triangle. Diaz is seeing it, looking to pass by the legs.
Diaz has a solid ground game. But so does Pettis.
Well, we haven't seen Pettis really challenge too much on the ground, so we're going to see if he can get away from somebody with the equal jiu-jitsu, but not the high-level wrestling.
Diaz applying pretty good pressure here. Pettis told us on Thursday, though, he wasn't going to defend takedowns. He welcomed this fight.
He gave up his back. This is not good. He's trying to explode, but Diaz is going to wind up on top. Full mount. He's squirming, hip escape, nice shrimp. Very nice move there, but Diaz is still on him like glue.
Diaz takes the back here late in the round.
This is huge for Diaz. He's going to switch to a body triangle. He'll bring that left leg across to try to hold him to keep him from spinning. They're short on time here.
Huge first round for Diaz to get that takedown, to secure the takedown afterwards in control.
Gigantic.
Awesome.
5 minutes in the can. This fight is hydrated by Body Armor Sport Water, the water made for athletes. Find Body Armor Hydration at Circle K.
Ice on the back and on the butt stomach.
He wants to take you down. You got to take that move you use to drag him away from you.
Don't move to the fence.
Okay.
Move to your left.
Okay.
It's loose when you move to the left.
Okay. Listen.
He's baiting and fading to try and get you to throw the kick neck and just dribble the hands. Even if you don't land it, farm it
put your hands on his. Put your hands on his. That's what we're saying. Hand fight. Boom. Don't have to be big. And the neck kicks there, right?
UFC 241 Cormier versus Miocic 2 is brought to you by the official frozen meal of UFC. Never just eat, devour. By round 2, Pettis, Diaz, Donna Cruz. Any major takeaways from the corners there after round 1?
No, these guys are both just making the right reads. I mean, the first round was great by Diaz. We'll see how he adjusts.
Oh, he hurt his shin.
Yeah, that hurt.
His leg gave out there. They went shin to shin, and Pettis took the worst of it.
Nicely placed knee by Diaz right near that knee of Anthony Showtime Pettis.
Good left hand by Pettis.
Go.
Some swelling around
Watch your
that
fingers,
right
both
eye
of you
of
guys.
Nate Diaz.
Watch your fingers.
Now Pettis attacks that left leg of Diaz. Minute gone by here, round 2. Can't let Diaz lull you into a false sense of security with his body language. Pettis with a jab now, a strike to the body.
Nate is struggling. There's something going on with his eye. He's having a hard time seeing out of his eye, and he's not trying to complain, but he keeps touching it.
Stop! Time! Go over there in your corner, right there. Time. Get over here. You have your eye checked and looked at.
And Mike Beltran, the referee, is going to have the doctor come in and check the eye of Diaz.
He could be blind, and he'll tell you he sees fine.
Yeah. You got hurt? No, good. Good? Okay, cool. Watch it. Whoa.
Don't always see a referee with a delayed reaction bringing in the doctor, but perhaps he thought it was a poke that caused that damage and eventually called the doctor in, gave Diaz a little blow. Ooh!
Nice right hand by Pettis.
That kick barely missed, and those are the inches that Anthony Pettis misses once, but if you keep giving him opportunities, he will connect with that.
Nate is doing a good job of staying on top of him, smothering him, making it difficult for him to uncork those shots.
He's crowding Pettis, and that's what you have to do in order to force him to use his hands instead of his kicks and knees.
Nice knee to the body there by Nate. Good body shot by Pettis.
Diaz stalking, points those toes to the body. Now a right hand for Nate.
Nate takes the back. Pettis looks like he's fading a bit.
It's a lot of pressure he's eating.
Yes.
Straight on the Kimura. Loses it.
He winds up on his back here. Terrible. Basically gave up side control here. There's a scramble. I mean, if he could submit Nate Diaz off his back, boy, that would be a huge feather in his cap. He's up. Oh, it's a knee. Beautiful knee by Nate.
This is right where Nate gets to keep it if he wants the most success, and we're seeing over and over the pressure. Throw a 1-2, then clinch. Hang on him. Get a takedown. This is Diaz.
Oh, big elbow.
Nice elbow on the fence.
That one of the more significant strikes of the fight on either side.
Pettis' corner doesn't want him on the fence, but Diaz keeps pressuring that. The space that Pettis needs, because he's looking for kicks more than hands, is what's causing him to move back.
Good right hand by Pettis.
Beautiful jab from Diaz. That one's stunned. Showtime.
Diaz took a big, deep breath. Pettis is hurt.
This is where Diaz loves these fights to be. Yeah, he knows when you're tired. And
wars of attrition.
He starts going on.
Yes. I mean, the Diaz brothers are both known for having sensational cardio.
What I love about the Diaz brothers, too, is up against the fence, they control the hands so well. They're always grabbing your wrists. They're always grabbing your elbows and your hands, you see, and that just makes it such a pain in the neck to fight.
Big knee up the middle, right hand by Nate.
Right hand counter from Pettis, and then he eats an uppercut from Diaz.
Just these little short punches, you don't get a chance to breathe. He just keeps coming with them. You never relax.
Diaz has thrown about 75 more strikes than Pettis. Pretty good cut above the right eye of Nate Diaz now.
Another nice knee to the body by Diaz. Right hand by Pettis.
That was a good elbow by Pettis.
Watch your fingers.
Not sure what strike it was that caused the cut on Diaz, but it is a significant one now. An elbow from Pettis. Beautiful short uppercut from Diaz.
Phone booth warfare. Slumps down. He's exhausted. Let's take a look at some of that wild action from that round. Nate Diaz with a jab. He gets caught with a left from it coming in. And here's a big right hand by Pettis. And just barely missed with that high kick. And here's two nice knees from Diaz. Boom! And here's another one. Excellent knees. He landed several knees to the body in the clinch as well.
Straight.
He was coming on strong.
Combos and straight. Combos and straight, please. Okay? Yep. Don't straight right.
Duke Rufus has lost his voice and screaming.
Round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. 5 minutes to decide this one.
Until the third final round. You ready, fight?
Dom, you've seen something on that right foot of Showtime?
Yeah, Showtime's right ankle is just gashed right now. Nice and swollen. That's from throwing kicks at the shin and the knees and just getting checked. A lot of times you kick somebody and you hurt yourself worse than you hurt them. Here we are, right back in the phone booth. Diaz loves this style fight right here.
This is his world. This is absolutely his world. This is what he lives for.
And Pettis willing to engage him in this round.
You're absolutely right about Pettis' ankle. You just saw it give out a little bit there.
Yeah, it's bad. But when you got swelling, it makes it less stable. That's when it starts moving and sliding around, when you got the swelling in any joint.
See if Pettis throws that right foot at any point in time here.
Because Diaz gives you so much pressure.
And you know, it's stuff like that ankle that people don't know about in the fight that Pettis is feeling that changes. He's not kicking the same anymore.
Yes.
And these are things that you forget about. There's pain in this stuff. And it limits what you throw sometimes, changes the whole game plan.
Interesting that Pettis initiates the clinch. He's struggling here.
Yeah.
And this is just Nate Diaz, who loves these kind of fights. When he sees you fading, it gives him energy, like right here. With the volume. Beautiful left hand by Diaz. And not the right hand. The left hand.
Oh, it's big spinning elbow.
Oh,
he got him. Those
another knee for Diaz. Oh,
huge
Diaz.
Huge knees.
Oh, Pettis is down.
That's it. Pettis is... He's not really fighting back right now. He's trying to stay alive. Diaz is on him.
George's going to blow off this place if he gets the finish. Thought it might come right then and there.
That was a smart move by Pettis to go to his back, but right now, this is not looking good.
Nate sunk one hook in. He's getting his back. He's beating him up. He's trying to get that second hook in. He's got it. Looking for the choke.
Switch to armbar if he loses the back.
He's going to flatten him out. He's going to try to roll him over and flatten him out. Pettis reverse.
Pettis showing you some heart here late, coming up on the 2.5-minute mark, round 3.
Pulling guard saved Pettis in that one.
Yeah, Nate got a little overzealous there. And now Pettis has an opportunity to score. 2:20 to go. And recover from those big shots that he ate earlier. He's got to be careful with that overhook on the right side. With that overhook on the right side, Nate's going to throw a leg up. If he can secure that arm, he will throw a leg up and try to secure a triangle. You have to be very careful with a guy like Nate.
He's got that wrist now.
He's got the wrist. Be careful with that there. The legs going across. But they're so slippery right now.
Now, usually you see people pull the wrist down at the ankle. Diaz switches the top leg on his back over the top of the shoulders. Totally different way to triangle. It's just a little, he does it opposite almost so you can't see it. Very sneaky.
Pettis loaded up
Pettis
there.
with some good ground and pound, and Pettis gets out of there. He's recovered. Nate hitting him from the bottom here. These are significant elbows.
Sure.
He's hurt. Oh, went for the arm, lost it.
Pettis read it right away, stepped over, goes to take the back.
But he's gonna pop off.
Diaz goes out the back door.
Oh my goodness.
Pettis trying to isolate an arm, unable to do so as we come up on the final minute of this co-main event.
High-level battle on the ground right here between these two, and I love watching it because they're making the right decisions. Pettis trying to block the hooks in from Diaz. Diaz keeping the waist, punching. Looking to throw another hook in. Probably throw that left hook in there.
He's got him. He's got the back. He's got both hooks.
Traps the arm with his leg.
Oh, this is huge. Not much time to work.
Diaz has thrown nearly 300 total strikes.
He's got the arm on the chin. He's got it on the chin. Oh, Pettis reverses it again. This is crazy. Oh, my goodness.
What a fight for these guys. From bell to bell, these guys scrapped it out. Awesome triangle. It goes in. Pettis steps over. Good defense. Awesome fight.
What a fight. Nice show of respect there by Anthony Showtime Pettis and Nate Diaz. What a fight. And for those who maybe thought the layoff would be a factor for Nate Diaz, it certainly was not. Back and seemingly better than ever tonight.
Dominic Cruz's ring rust, is that real?
No, it's not. I'm telling you, just prepare. Be in shape. That's what Diaz does.
All right, let's take a look back at the action, Joe. This fight replay brought to you by Nemiroff, bold character since 1872.
It certainly didn't seem to be a factor tonight.
Ooh, that's the one that hurt his ankle right there. Diaz checked it, and that is crucial. We said, will he make the adjustment? And he did. And right here, Diaz starts pouring it on. 1-2 down the middle. Uppercuts. Non-stop, flooding him with offense. Pettis throws a spinning back elbow, doesn't quite connect. Nice knee by Diaz, and that starts the onslaught of almost getting the finish. Gets a little overzealous. He just keeps firing the knees. Pettis is eventually able to reverse that position, but look at these shots that landed by Diaz throughout the fight.
Nice job by Mike Beltran, the referee, to allow Pettis to stay in that fight. These fighter stats brought to you by Poker Stars, pound for pound, the greatest online poker experience in the world. Take on the best to win millions of prizes every day on Poker Stars. You see the numbers. Nate Diaz with the striking advantage in all 3 rounds, particularly there in that second round. Unofficially, Diaz on the significant strikes, 106 of 215 at a 49% clip tonight. And there is Nate Diaz, believes he has done enough to have his hand raised for the first time since that first Conor McGregor meeting back in March of 2016. Pettis moving okay despite some obvious swelling on that right wheel. Bruce Buffer is in there. The official decision now brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile's knockout coverage and unlimited data. With the scorecards now is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Nate Diaz!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Nate Diaz. First of all, welcome back, sir. What was it like being away, and what is it like to be back and get a nice victory like that over Anthony Pettis?
It's Nick Diaz Army, motherfuckers. It feels good to be back. So,
do you think you will be back permanently now? You took a nice long layoff of 3 years off. After this great fight and having this great victory, do you think we'll be seeing you fighting regularly now?
the reason I was off is because everybody sucked. And there was nobody to fight. But with this belt, I want to defend it against Jorge Masvidal. Had a good last fight. Good last fight. All respect to the man, but there ain't no gangsters in this game anymore. There ain't nobody who does it right but me and him. So I know my man's a gangster, but he ain't no West Coast gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that would be a fantastic fight, Nate. This was a great fight for you tonight, a great fight to come back against a guy like Anthony Pettis. Was there anything surprising about this tonight?
No, I just worked out a little different this time. I worked out probably more like he does, so I could push the pace from the beginning. Because I'm used to five-round fights, so I got fucking tired trying to go hard. I think I do better in a longer fight, making it happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Congratulations, sir. Enjoy your victory. It was great to see you back.
Shout out to my corners, Richard Perez, the best boxing coach in the world, my partner who runs the Nick Diaz Academy, Randy Smith, and the legendary Carl Gracie, the man Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Stockton, California, baby. You already know what's up.
Nate Diaz, ladies and gentlemen.
Nate Diaz back in a big way tonight. That post-fight interview was brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Well, as you might expect with the Southern California backdrop, the stars are out. There's the undefeated WBO welterweight champion, one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world, Terrence Crawford, the UFC's reigning featherweight champ. Max Blessed Holloway made the trip here from Hawaii for this one. And El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson. A lot of support for him here in the great state of California. Well, if Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor feels like it was a lifetime ago to you, you're not alone, but in 3 weeks, the most dominant force in the game is back, and he takes his act to Abu Dhabi. The biggest fight in UFC history. Khabib Nurmagomedov, Conor McGregor. Oh! Massive right from Nurmagomedov!
But Khabib's all over him here. He's got it. It's under the neck.
There it is.
There's the tap! Khabib Nurmagomedov!
Undefeated lightweight champion.
Khabib Nurmagomedov is going to be out for a pretty substantial length of time.
The question is, what now?
Dustin Poirier, Max Blessed Holloway, one of them will leave with the interim lightweight championship. Big power shots for Poirier.
Dustin Poirier put on the performance of his career.
This is a piece of the world title. I want to unify this belt with the best. Khabib, we got a belt to fight for.
We got a deal done in Abu Dhabi with Khabib taking on Dustin Poirier.
He interim lightweight champion. I am real welterweight champion. We have to fight.
Does he have a chance against Khabib?
Dustin's taken out champions. Gaethje was a champion, Eddie champion, Max champion, but Khabib was the guy. It's the toughest fight he's going to get.
I love this fight. Champion versus champion.
We will all witness a piece of UFC history.
Khabib Nurmagomedov is one of the most dominant in the history of the sport. He smashes people.
I'm the most dominant UFC champion. I'm gonna maul him.
I'm the best fighter in the world. When I do the best is damage people. I gotta put this guy away. I'm going out there for one thing and one thing only, and that's to bring back the belt.
I can't wait to see how this plays out.
It is officially appointment viewing on Saturday, September 7th. UFC 242, Khabib versus Poirier. We will be live on pay-per-view from Abu Dhabi, ESPNplus.com/PPV. The UFC Lightweight Championship unification bout. Special 2 p.m. Eastern time for the main card, 11 a.m. in the West. Also an outstanding co-main event in that same division between Edson Barboza and Paul Felder. Islam Makhachev against Dabi Hamosh, Curtis Blades, and Shamil Abdurakhimov in an important heavyweight tilt as well. So that's the main card on pay-per-view. And here are the 4 prelims you will see leading into that pay-per-view. Don Madge still waiting on an opponent. I can tell you all these fights are coming your way on FX and also at a special time at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, leading into the main card on pay-per-view.
It's time.
Buckle up.
We're going for a ride.
Boom.
Let's go. Woo! A 5-3. Okay.
Who needs a drink?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
What a week it has been here in Orange County. We are in Anaheim, California for UFC 241. This has been an arena that has been very kind to the MMA leader, and we are back here tonight. And now live from Honda Center here in Anaheim, it is time for the main event for UFC 241. Cormier versus Miocic 2, brought to you by Devour Frozen Foods. Bring home and bite into the octagon crust of their new line of extremely meaty and cheesy frozen pizzas. All right, some fighter rankings now in the heavyweight division. They are brought to you by EA Sports UFC 3, now available in EA Access on both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Subscribe and play now for $4.99 a month. Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic, #1, and champion Francis Ngannou waiting in the wings, but tonight Act 2 between Stipe and DC.
Well, the heavyweight division is absolutely the most important division in all combat sports. The winner tonight is the baddest man on the planet. The real question here is who's next? Like, you have Francis Ngannou, who's the most terrifying power puncher in the division. Junior Dos Santos, who just lost to him. What we have tonight is the most important fight in MMA today. Can Stipe regain his title? Can DC beat him again? And if DC beats him again, is he the greatest heavyweight of all time? Is he the greatest combat sports athlete of all time? It's a real good argument that he is.
It's amazing how the result of this fight could change the overall heavyweight narrative. As many of you know, though, it's been a long 13 months for Stipe. Tonight, though, the fighting pride of Cleveland, Ohio, with a chance to regain the UFC heavyweight title as he re-engages with the man who beat him for the belt. Here is the two-time United States Olympic wrestler, the heavyweight champion, the future Hall of Famer, Daniel Cormier.
I always said that when I started doing this, I wanted to be remembered. For me, to become a two-division champion, it means legacy. Legacy stays forever. Everything else fades away.
Never before has a UFC light heavyweight champion moved up to challenge the active heavyweight champ. So here is the no-nonsense UFC heavyweight champion, Stipe Miocic. On paper, this is the most accomplished UFC heavyweight champion this octagon has ever seen.
I beat Stipe Miocic and become the heavyweight champion and a light heavyweight champion. I may be the greatest fighter of all time.
He hurt him! It's out! Oh! It's out! History! UFC history! Daniel Cormier is the UFC heavyweight champion! One of the greatest of all time! Unprecedented, rarefied air! Stipe Miocic set a new standard for this division, and Daniel put all of that to bed tonight.
I'm a two-division champion, baby!
The reason I wanted the rematch with DC is that I know I'm a better fighter. I know than him. I know that I can win the fight, and I'm going to prove it. I felt like I was a better fighter. I felt like I was winning the fight, and I just come with a good punch. Sometimes win the lottery. Like I always say, there's a few bumps in the road. Sometimes you get knocked down, but you just got to get back up. You know, take what's yours.
Oh, that's it! It's all over! Oh, that is it!
This guy's a beast. The first man to defend the heavyweight title 3 times.
Big shots! It is all over! Stipe Miocic!
Since day one, all this sweat, tears, and blood to reach one goal. Being the UFC heavyweight champion is everything to me.
Me versus Stipe is a fight between two of the best heavyweights in the UFC of all time. But at the end of the day, I just think matchup-wise, it's not a good fight for him.
Daniel Cormier wants to take you down, smash you, and break your will.
There's the tap. Daniel Cormier defends his UFC heavyweight title.
August 17th, I beat Stipe Miocic again. And this time, I not only beat him in the fight, but I ruined him.
History in the making, Daniel Cormier!
What's going to be different about this rematch is that I'm going to win the fight. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to smash. And I'm going to hold my belt.
fire in the greater Cleveland area tonight because there is a second order of business for the Valley View and Oakwood Fire Departments. Their man, the former UFC heavyweight champion, Stipe Miocic, making the walk here tonight. And Joe, he's been very dismissive of DC's first effort against him. He has called it fluky, he has invoked the word lottery, and he can put all of that to bed in a large way tonight by getting this series even at one.
Well, all that has frustrated DC to no end, but in his defense, he's been frustrated to no end. He was almost passed over for Brock Lesnar. It felt like that was a disgrace. He's the most successful heavyweight champion of all time. He's the only man to ever win 4 world heavyweight title fights. He won the title off of Fabricio Verdun, and then he defended that title 3 times.
This prep point brought to you by Devour Frozen Foods. Bring home and bite into the octagon crust of their new line of extremely meaty and cheesy frozen pizzas.
He got caught. He got caught with the perfect punch. It was a beautiful setup from Daniel Cormier inside the clinch, and he thinks that that shouldn't have happened, and if it didn't happen, he would still be the heavyweight champion of the world. Is that dismissal of DC, or is he just saying that to get DC and to goad him into a firefight where he thinks that he could overcome better? Who knows? We're going to find out soon.
I always toy with this idea, like, does that help Stipe believe in himself more? Or does it hurt Stipe that he gives no credit to what helped him lose, so then he doesn't make the adjustments because he doesn't take responsibility for the loss? This is something that I toy with as a fighter every day. Do you take the responsibility, or do you boost your ego and lie to yourself? That is something that we hear going on right now, in my opinion. And this fight will be the deciding factor.
I think you just nailed it, and I think the only one who really knows what's going on is Stipe. How much he believes it, how much he's just saying it, how much is trash talk, how much is him trying to frame it in his own mind.
Well, his team has made a lot of adjustments. Longest layoff of Stipe's professional career ends here and now as he now awaits the heavyweight champ of the world. UFC champion to successfully defend titles in 2 divisions. Here is the UFC heavyweight champion, Daniel Cormier. And Joe, any wrestling shortcomings he had, NCAA runner-up, finished 4th at the Olympic Games in 2004, have given way to wild mixed martial arts success. And regardless of what happens tonight, most people believe this man will go down as one of the best to ever do it.
One of the best to ever do it. If it wasn't for John Jones, he'd be thought of perhaps right now as the all-time great. It's that one man that has been able to defeat him, and that one man is obviously a spectacular talent in his own right. Daniel Cormier is without a doubt one of the best wrestlers who's ever competed in martial arts, and for sure one of the best wrestlers who's ever competed in the heavyweight division. And I like him better as a heavyweight. He's notoriously struggled to make 205 pounds. It's weakened him, and at heavyweight he is a damn tank of a man. Amazing wrestling, and according to himself, he has far more knockout power as a heavyweight. He just feels stronger, he hits harder, and I'm so jazzed about this rematch.
When you look at heavyweights in the past, you look at the way that they use Greco-Roman wrestling much more than they're attacking the leg, shooting in the leg, shooting at the ankle, shooting, because they're such big humans, it's hard to get low and change the levels like that. I believe that's why Daniel Cormier has transitioned to heavyweight so well. He's got a Greco-Roman Olympic background that is the best in the world at just using your upper trunk and your upper body to set things up. But what makes it so effective is he also has that freestyle wrestling base. So after he's good at getting to that clinch, he can now link the upper body to the lower body and start attacking
attacking your legs, making you balance, flip you on your head. All of these different tactics are exactly what makes him so hard to deal with, because once you get out of that pocket with him, now you got to deal with his hand speed, his pressure, and he also kicks. You wouldn't expect somebody like this to kick and be as quick as he is, but Daniel Cormier is extremely fast, more nimble than he looks, and he's very, very tactical. So he knows what's going on. This is the perfect fight to me.
Cormier has said he expects Miocic's chin to be refreshed after 13 months away. He is also expectant that we will get a longer fight than 4 minutes and 33 seconds here tonight. But what a way to bolster his overall and heavyweight MMA legacy than to take out a guy in Stipe twice who really set a new standard for title defenses in this heavyweight division, Daniel Cormier, in another massive spot here tonight in Anaheim, California. With that, our main event Tail the Tape is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Daniel Cormier is now 40 years old. Stipe Miocic will be 37 on Monday. Miocic, the taller man by 5 inches. He has a 7.5-inch reach advantage. All right, now for the main event introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Presented by Devour, sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Commissioner John Carnell, Executive Officer Adam D. Foster. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Michael Bell, Derek Cleary, and Guillermo Bravo. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. This championship bout is sponsored by Devour. Bring home and bite into the Octagon crust of their new line of extremely meaty and cheesy frozen pizzas. P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. And Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro's knockout coverage and unlimited data. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Honda Center in Anaheim, California. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 18 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 230.5 pounds. Fighting out of Independence, Ohio, presenting the former UFC heavyweight champion and the #1 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, the challenger, Stipe Miocic. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 22 wins, 1 loss, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 236.5 pounds. Fighting out of San Jose, California, he is the former Strikeforce heavyweight Grand Prix champion and the former UFC light heavyweight champion, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Cormier.
Gentlemen, you know the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're going to keep this clean. Touch gloves and let's do it.
With that, the rematch is upon us. Cormier, of course, defended this belt against Derek Lewis back in November, had back surgery shortly thereafter. Was thankful that his body at 40 responded to a very dynamic, arduous training camp. And he will try to make it 2 defenses of this heavyweight title here tonight. This fight clock brought to you by Modelo Brew for those with a fighting spirit. Stipe Miocic is in white, Daniel Cormier in the black and gold, befitting a champion.
I expect Stipe to try to keep this fight on the outside now. Use his length, use his reach, and use his kicks. And avoid that clinch. There's a beautiful leg kick by the champ.
DC did that very well in the first matchup, and he's leading with it right in this matchup too. And what Stipe didn't do is beat the lead leg up, so DC was able to jab a lot in the first matchup.
Bob Cook, for DC's entire career, has been a stabilizing force. As DC goes inside, now outside.
Beautiful leg kicks by the champ.
Ooh.
Fake the low. Came up with that left hook.
See how quick that was too. I mean, it's deceivably quick. Stipe has taken down everybody he's fought. He's the one person he didn't, and he gets the takedowns early. Will he make that adjustment? Will he try to take down DC at all?
Well, the only one who's ever been able to do it is John Jones.
So is that the deciding factor in the first fight? That's what we're going to find out in this one.
He just clipped him. He just grabbed the hold of him with the left and hit him with a right uppercut. Oh! Hurt him again.
2-3 lands.
Cormier off to a very good start here, 90 seconds in. Stipe exercising some offensive patience.
DC can come in very comfortably because he's not getting his legs attacked. So he can stay at that boxing range and just be quicker than Stipe.
He caught him twice clean there. And there's the single. Stipe's defending it.
There it is. There's his move. That's what he does to everybody. High crotch, head on the outside single. What does he do with it though?
He jumps up and drops you on your back. There it is. Elite wrestling, the most important skill in all of mixed martial arts, period.
Say it again for the kids, Joe.
There's no need to. Everybody knows at this point. There's only 2 champions, Max Holloway and Robert Whittaker. They're the only 2 champions that exist in men's MMA right now that aren't wrestlers.
Man, flat on his back. Stipe just looks a step behind already in this first round.
Cormier out of the half guard here. We'll see if he can work for a dominant position. Not at all the start Stipe had envisioned.
No, this is terrible for Stipe. And he's got to really protect his face from here. Because Daniel will come with some quick punches. And he likes being in that half guard position because he can kind of hold him there with the leg. Now he's in full guard. Stipe's trying desperately to push off, but Daniel's got his left arm wrapped behind his back. See that? Stipe gets that clear.
Right now, Stipe's sitting flat on his back, isn't using much energy, but he's looking for an opening to get to a hip and try to use some energy, but he's staying calm right now, so he's not getting too tired down here. DC's not doing a ton from the top either. Just enough to keep Stipe down.
Much was made of Miocic tipping the scales 12 pounds lighter than he did for the first meeting. His corner insists he's not just faster, but also stronger. But in these situations, does give up some weight. One minute to go in the round. Cormier continuing to work offensively inside the closed guard of Miocic.
And now, more importantly, DC knows he can take down Stipe.
And hold him down.
Yep, keep him there.
And he's beating up his body now. It's forcing Stipe to move.
Now, Stipe's using his arms, but he doesn't put the feet on the hips until the very last second. Now that they're there, he can create some space. Still getting pushed down under his back.
Nice up kick a moment ago by Miocic, but on the wrong end of the total strike equation for sure. This fight already now longer than the first meeting.
Right now, DC's just out hustling Stipe in these little transitions that we're seeing.
Hammer fist. Oh! Stipe's in real trouble. He's in real trouble.
Yeah, those hurt. Those are heavy.
He's blocking some of them.
Don't grab the fence.
He's blocking some of them, but a few of those hammer fists got through.
Final seconds of the opening round. Big elbows from Cormier. All champion in round one.
All right, I need you to do me a favor. Get the mouthpiece out. All right, breathe. In and out. Big one in. Another big one in, hold it. All right, let's blow out real hard. All right, relax. All right, here you go, some water. All right, hey, listen. Stay over the head next time he does he wrestles, okay? Listen, you're waiting a little bit. You're not moving enough. You got to move a little bit more on the outside.
Let's take a look at some highlights
a little bit more
from that first round. There's a beautiful leg kick by Daniel Cormier, and here's the big takedown. He's just looking for a spot to dump him. Boom, and there it is. Look at that jab. And here's some nasty ground and pound by Daniel Cormier. Just a completely dominant round by Daniel. Stipe wasn't able to get out anything on his feet, wasn't able to prevent the takedown, and basically just survived on the ground. It took a ton of punches.
And man, a tale of two corners. Seemed like a lot of discouragement in that Miocic corner. We'll see if he can respond here in this second round.
Here's that jab of Stipe. I'd like to see more of that from him. There's the inside leg kick, but he's got to prod him at the distance. He can't just stand there and wait for DC to give him an opening. DC's fast. He might be 6 pounds heavier, but he's from a different weight class, and he moves fast.
Certainly appeared to have the advantage in hand speed in the first meeting.
Nice knee to the body there by Stipe. This is what Stipe needs to do. Keep that distance. Use that reach. And he's got a significant reach and height advantage.
Straight right got through for Miocic.
Kick to the body. There's a couple of good punches by Stipe. This is what he needs. And he can't do that. He can't stand in front of DC.
DC grabs the hands and then he gets past him by throwing a 1-3-2. So he grabs and then 1-3-2. And it's just a little too quick for Stipe to see it.
And Stipe's not moving. He's standing in front of him while this is happening.
Oh, big elbow from Cormier.
Correct.
And the reason that's possible for DC is because Stipe doesn't throw combinations. There are two punches. That's what you do when people grab your hands. Throw a 4-piece combination, body, head. Don't just let him grab. You got to throw.
DC's just dropping his hands and walking towards him with the stand. Look at him. Look at that. I mean, no respect.
Oh!
Landed the right hand. But Stipe is still in this fight. If DC doesn't respect his power, he can get clipped. Oh, man.
Dean insists that was an eye poke.
That uppercut was hard that DC just ate.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to be wary of the power.
Oh, big right from Stipe.
He can't just wade forward and think that Stipe can't hurt him. Stipe's knocked out basically everybody except Ngannou. Oh, DC cracked him.
Stipe's chin is held up pretty well, all things considered here.
But look how DC's fighting him. He's just wading towards him. Kind of crazy, really.
He's touching the hands and then he splits the guard by going inside the hands when Stipe's reaching for him. I mean, it's basics. You can't reach for hands. You got to throw combinations instead of reach if you're Stipe, if you want to counter what DC's doing. Because you got to remember, if DC's grabbing his hands, then that means his face is open too for combinations.
Right hand by Stipe. Gets through. Oh, jab by Stipe. Oh, big right hand by Cormier, but a left hand by Stipe.
Oh! It's just a little quicker than Stipe, but Stipe's got that shot that he can land. If he does, it's heavy. But DC just too quick with the hands. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and he got caught there.
Heavyweights.
This is wild.
While Cormier was right that Miocic's chin would be a little bit refreshed after the layoff, he has certainly tested it early.
How much easier it is for DC to fight when his legs aren't getting tapped, attacked, no knee pokes, no calf kick, no nothing.
Yes.
It's just straight boxing in the pocket. This is DC style fight. Dirty boxing, Greco-Roman wrestling in the pocket. That's not the way you want to fight DC if you want to win. gotta kick him. You gotta pressure him back.
Good right hand by Stipe.
Yeah, still anybody's round here, coming up on a minute to go. Oh!
Oh my goodness. The combinations and the hand speed by DC.
I think the reason we're seeing is DC's just confident in seeing everything. And the way he's mixing his Greco into his punches, he digs for an underhook, comes over the top. This is what he did in the first fight. None of it's looking like a fluke technically here. There's the underhook.
Nice right hand on the ear by Miocic. DC just missing on the uppercut, but he hasn't missed much tonight. Incredibly, DC landing. Oh! Nearly 80% of his significant strikes here early.
Amazing that Stipe's not throwing any leg kicks. I know he doesn't want to get taken down, but he's not chopping at those legs at all.
Not just that, but he's headhunting a guy who's using his head as bait to pull you into his punches. Yeah. You got to go to the body of DC right now because he's setting everything up by you chasing his head. That's the stuff that will offset DC. Legs and body kicks and shots. DC could do this style fight all day.
Beautiful head kick from Cormier, putting it all together.
Oh my goodness.
That one hurt DC a little.
10 minutes down.
Check out this eye poke here. Thumb right in the eye. Ouch, and then a jab. Left hook and a right uppercut from Miocic to say, hey, don't poke me in my eye. DC grabs the hands, 1-2 down the middle. These guys are trading in the phone booth right now. Nice uppercut off the clinch. Bink. That looks familiar from the first fight.
The total opposite of what we wanted.
Let's go out there, mix up the punches and kicks. Give me some kicks. Give me some wrestling.
And when you're in there,
would you please keep your hands up?
When you're in there, punch, okay? When you're in there, I want you punching. Don't let him get off first.
You got to beat him to the punch. Am I losing? No. But that's too close of a round.
What are you gonna do?
Next, mix it up.
There you go.
Very interesting. DC just asked, am I losing?
Round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC, and perhaps he said that in part because Bob Cook, his chief corner, said that's the opposite of what we want. He did eat some big shots now.
There's some urgency in that corner because they are aware that if Stipe does catch him, he can put him out. And he's been hitting him with some shots, much more than in that first round. They want him to keep his hands up. He was walking towards with his hands down.
That last round was a hard round to judge, Joe.
Yes.
I don't know who you'd give that one to.
Look at that. 1-2 by Stipe. And Stipe seems to have been reignited. He's got confidence.
Yep.
Jab.
Now Stipe starting to mix it up a little bit as he goes inside to that lead leg.
There it is. That's what he needs.
Stipe with the takedown attack. DC with a head kick.
Just mixing that in there adds another dynamic for Stipe, though.
Saw DC spit a couple times this round. Not sure if he's dealing with some blood in the mouth or what.
He poking again?
That was a punch. That left hook hurts. There it is. A jab to a left hook is what's been landing for DC. He reached, jab, and then goes around with the hook. Gives the underhook from the look. There it is. That's what he landed in the first fight. He gives the underhook and then tags you with the right hand when you run away from his overhook.
There's a nice leg kick from DC. He hasn't thrown many of them since the first round.
A lot of volume from Cormier tonight. Against a guy in Stipe who still holds the record for the most total strikes landed in a fight.
Stipe just cracked him with the left hand. He's taking a break here.
3 minutes! 3 minutes!
DC just spit a lot of blood out of his mouth.
Under 3 minutes here, round 3.
Nice knee to the body by Stipe.
These guys are happy to get a little rest here.
Herb Dean giving it to him.
Stipe looked for a big spinning elbow. Good combinations by Stipe. Remember, Stipe knocked out Verdun moving backwards.
Yes. Salient point that. Miocic certainly starting to find the range here as this fight continues.
I'd like to see him throw more jabs.
Cormier lands a couple jabs there. Nicely timed kick to the body for the champion.
That jab's just tagging Stipe up. Just like the first fight, that jab's working all night for DC. There it is. That's what Stipe needs to do, is let his combinations go and stop waiting for DC to fire first.
There's a right hand by DC. Look at this. Stipe with double underhooks.
Nice
takedown. Look at that. Stipe with the takedown. And the knee to the body. Strong round for the former champion.
DC wants to get that takedown back. Bad takes a bad shot. Stipe's able to take advantage of it. Get behind him. Not much done with it. Just enough to keep DC sharp.
Cormier continues to be the aggressor and close the distance here. Stipe with a nice counter.
Stipe's very tired. And so is DC. Both these guys, this is a grueling fight.
Huge right
hand by
Stipe might be hurt.
Those are adding up big time, and the low kick is what's setting those up. You get thinking about that leg, and then the punches start landing.
How about the efficiency on the feet from Cormier as we show you the round by round. Landed 72% of his total strikes.
DC kind of fights with that Diaz style too, sort of like it's just constant pressure, grabbing the hands, punching through the hand grab, clinching. It's a style that you see in some, but not everybody can use it. DC is very good at it.
And just after Stipe lands a big right, Cormier counters with a couple. Likely 3-0 for the champ.
But these are hard-fought rounds.
Championship round.
Let's breathe. Let's breathe. Breathe first for me. Breathe first, okay? Hey, listen. You know you're way too close, right? You got to listen. You can't try it. You got to do it. You got to move your feet. You got to do it, okay? Keep your hands up. And if you're inside, slide around the right in the angle.
We have 2 question marks.
Put it up a couple inside. Do it on the
No,
angle.
you got the first for sure.
I need you to just focus on what we're going to do next. Smart fight, be activity, okay?
I need you to be smart, okay? Keep punching and kicking.
Keep
your feet moving. And
I need you to be first.
Punch first, all right? Good combo. Keep your damn hands. Keep your damn hands up. Keep your damn hands up.
UFC 241 Cormier versus Miocic 2 is brought to you by the official frozen meal of UFC. Never just eat, devour.
Even more enthusiastic Bob Cook saying, keep your damn hands up.
Right. Come on. And Rosendo Sanchez chiming in. Pick your power shots. We have arrived at the championship rounds. Round 4.
There's a jab of Stipe. Inside leg kick. Pressure from the former champion. As he's controlling the center of the octagon now. He's pressing forward.
Perhaps Cormier taking a little bit of a breather here early round 4. Now he engages.
Well, he's taking big, deep breaths. I mean, this is a grueling fight. This is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, tagged him with that left. The thing about these shots, these are big shots. He's got to explode to do, right? And in doing so, he's not taking Stipe out. Stipe's still here. And every time he does that, the battery gets drained a little bit more.
And of course, the first time these two men fought, Stipe had gone 25 minutes with Francis Ngannou 5 months prior. So the chin certainly holding up better tonight, despite the efficiency and accuracy of Cormier on the feet.
Yeah, that was one of the speculations amongst the pundits when they talked about how quickly Stipe went out. Was he still damaged from the Ngannou fight because he got hit with bombs in that fight? I mean, he managed to make it through that fight and won the decision, but it was a fight where there was a lot of heavy shots exchanged. Nice left to the body. Very nice left to the body by Stipe. Stipe coming on strong. Oh, he attacks him again.
Now he's thinking. Fourth round, start attacking the body. You notice DC can't move and dodge those, and he can't counter. You just got to eat them.
Those are good shots, and they look smooth.
I think that would be a good move for his corners to start letting him know when he gets in there in this next round. Keep ripping the body out.
Stipe's throwing one shot. Excuse me. DC's throwing one shot. Oh, another hard left hand to the body.
That one hurt DC. Yep.
Yes.
Now he's made the adjustment. Intelligent from Stipe there.
Now Stipe's fighting like the Stipe who's the champion.
Almost had to wake up and turn up in the last 2 championship rounds.
Oh, another hard left hand to the body. There's a beautiful left hooks to the body Stipe's throwing. Oh, another one. Oh.
So some tactical changes here for Miocic. He has had a good 3 minutes here to start round 4.
Right hand by DC. Oh, again. He is digging. He goes up top, too. Thinking that DC's going to block the one to the body. Oh, right hand by DC.
Yeah, it just seems like Cormier's punches are doing more of the damage. 90 seconds to go in the round. Man, Cormier moves well for a man his size.
Oh, again.
Oh, big shot.
A good right hand. This is a great round for the former champion.
Best round so far for Stipe.
For sure. Look at that. Moving slick.
Yep.
DC knows he's
Those are...
Oh, now a right hand up top. No. Cormier in trouble. Oh, DC in the world of trouble. He is down.
Oh, that's it.
Stipe attacks his down.
Wow.
Miocic is getting the belt back.
Wow.
Cleveland, Ohio, Stipe Miocic waited more than a year, and once again the heavyweight division belongs to him.
Wow. Those nasty left hands to the body started draining the tank, and then Stipe poured it on and regains his title. All the doubters.
And he did change up the approach there in round 4. Dom, he stayed committed to the body, then he went upstairs, landed the seminal blow. And how about Stipe really bolstering his heavyweight resume by regaining the belt here tonight and handing DC his first heavyweight loss after 15 wins.
And that is not an easy thing to do. DC fought an incredible fight the entire time he was ahead until Stipe made the adjustments right here to the body. Once you start going to the body, you can't counter. That took everything away, and then that was the end. Stipe was able to piece together the combinations. Bam! Right hand, right hand, right hand. 3 right hands in a row, couple uppercuts. Really put DC down. He was ahead up until that on the scorecards. But those body shots just add up. You can't dodge those.
Those were so nasty and so accurate, smooth, and efficient. And he seemed to get stronger as the fight went on. His tactics improved, particularly when he made the adjustment in the 4th round.
It's almost like he woke up.
What a reaction from Marcus Marinelli and the corner. Stipe had a lot of doubters and naysayers coming in. He muted all of that noise and then some. Those fight replays brought to you by Nemerov, bold character since 1872. The baddest firefighter on the planet has regained the throne as the UFC heavyweight champion, and disappointing result for the Gilroy High School wrestling coach and now former UFC heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier. Likely hit bank 3 rounds, but Stipe with a big 4th, and he closes the show.
You gotta tip your hat to both these gentlemen. This DC coming up, doing his thing, putting on an awesome fight, making this matchup, this rematch happen, allowing this rematch to happen for the fans against an enormous giant Stipe Miocic. I mean, the guts that it takes to recreate this and just put it on for everybody is amazing. You got to tip your hat to DC and Stipe for making the adjustments.
The official decision is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile's knockout coverage and unlimited data. One final time tonight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 9 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by TKO and new undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic.
The winner and new heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic. How good does that sound?
Fuck, it sounded real good earlier, man. Fucking DC's a tough motherfucker. I'm gonna give it to the man. I just saw some weakness in that 3rd round, and then that 4th round when I caught him in the right hand. Thank God, because that motherfucker's tough. He kept coming, and you know what? It's a fight, though. Anything can happen.
In the 4th round, you made an adjustment and start digging that left hook to the body.
I don't think I felt like it was hurting him. And he just happens to drop in, start coming up top more, and my coach go, use that right hand.
Let's take a look at it, Stipe, because those were beautiful shots to the body. You started opening up, you found a home for that left hand, you used it over and over and over again, and you started to see him wins. Tell me what was going on right there.
I knew I was hurting him. I knew he's dropping his hand, was dropping more. I just gotta keep working, he's gonna leave something open right here, so I come with that right hand.
So then once you hurt him, you hit him with that shot to the body, you saw him stagger, you hit him with this right hand. Tell me what's going through your mind right here.
Fucking get out. I'm done. I'm tired. I want to go home.
Well, listen, Stipe, I want you to enjoy this. I know it took a long time for you to get this rematch. A lot of people counted you out. It's got to make this all this more sweeter.
I'm down for that shit, but hey, Anaheim, y'all fucking rock. This place is legit. I love this place. Good weather, good food, good people. I love it.
The heavyweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen, Stipe Miocic. I'm here with Daniel Cormier, ladies and gentlemen. DC, first round went great for you. You managed to get him down. You managed to control the round. Looked like you were landing good punches from the clinch. What went wrong, and where do you think it went away from you?
I think he made a great adjustment, like you said, with the body shots. He hit me with a number of right hands, and I didn't really feel anything, so I may have taken those for granted. He landed a great one. He did a good job of following up. He's a fantastic champion, and congratulations to Stipe and his team.
You talked openly about possibly retiring. I don't want you to make a decision now, obviously, but what had you thought before this fight if you had lost?
You know, you don't make decisions based on emotions, but it's a tough pill to swallow. And at 40 years old, you know, with so many other opportunities, I need to speak to my wife, and we need to make an educated decision as to what we're going to do.
Well, if this is it, thank you for everything, my friend. It's always been a pleasure. Thank you. Daniel Cormier, ladies and gentlemen.
Those post-fight interviews were brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Dominic Cruz, this is going to be a tough evening and a tough couple weeks for Daniel Cormier, but Stipe is the man once again, and anyone that doubted him on the heels of that first loss to DC They got a lot of crow to eat.
Stipe showed so much. He showed that he's durable. He can take the fight as a nail, not just a hammer. He took a little bit of a loss those first 3 rounds, made a perfect adjustment. That's what champions do. The championship rounds came up, and he showed that he's a champ by taking the person out in the last 2 rounds of the fight. And he did it with adjustments. Body shots took away the counters of DC, and it generated the finish. Beautiful job from the champion, Stipe Miocic.
All right, well, Stipe Miocic is now the new UFC heavyweight champion. Perhaps it'll be a rematch with Francis Ngannou, but the celebration is on in Cleveland, Ohio. Stipe reigns supreme tonight in Anaheim, California. UFC 241, Cormier versus Miocic 2 has been brought to you by Motel 6. You're ready to tap out? Check into Motel 6 and save. We'll leave the light on for you. By Devour Frozen Foods. Bring home and bite into the octagon crust of their new line of extremely meaty and cheesy frozen pizzas. By Poker Stars. Pound for pound, the greatest online poker experience in the world. Take on the best to win millions of prizes every day on Poker Stars. And by Hobbs & Shaw. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs & Shaw, starring Dwayne Johnson.